Yes.
Hello, everybody. Good morning. Nice to see everyone here today. Before we begin with the formality, everybody, please be safe in the bad air. It affects my sinuses, and I'm sure some of you. So, just take it easy. Stay some time inside. And according to our weather expert, Mr. Leonard, he guarantees me that it's going to be cleaner air towards the end of the week. So, from his mouth to God's ears.
Hopefully.
So let's call this meeting to order, please. It's Wednesday, August 6th. It's 9:03. Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Allen. Bates.
Berman here, remote.
Gums. Juby.
Juby here.
Caius.
Guys present.
Lewis.
Lewis, remote.
Linder.
Linda here.
Molina.
Molina present.
Sanchez. He's not, okay, sorry. Strathman.
Strathman here.
Surges.
Surge is present.
Tepe.
Debbie here.
Williams.
Williams is in the parking lot. I'll be there in a second.
Roth.
Roth here.
Jurog.
Here.
You have an in-person court.
Oh, very good. And it's Miss Lewis and Mr. Berman, and who else is
Molina.
Molina? Okay, may we bring them in remotely, please? Okay, very good. Thank you. All right.
And Williams.
Let's see. Miss Juby, could you please lead us in the pledge?
Of the United States of America.
And to the republic which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Now, but I please have a motion and a second to approve the minutes from July 2nd, 2025.
Madam Chair, this is Caius. I would ask for unanimous consent for the approval of the minutes from July 2nd, 2025.
Okay, thank you. Do I have unanimous consent? Okay, very good. Thank you all. All right, now it's time for public comment, and I see that we have 3 speakers today. Why don't I bring up Mr. Leffler first, Steve? Welcome.
Good morning, everybody. First, I want to take a moment to recognize that 80 years ago today, the nuclear war age began. And I'm very thankful that there was only one other instance a few days later. But if we could just all have a moment of peaceful reflection on that today. But on other news, I just got back from a city called Paris. Some of you might have been there. I had been there 10 years ago, and at the time, 10 years ago, the place was clogged with cars. Everywhere you went, cars were there, and it dominated their society. 10 years later, I go back, and there's cars still there, but the 4-lane highways have been turned into 1 lane with a bus lane and bikes going everywhere, mostly electric bikes, scooters, and those little one-wheelie things. And they had figured out how to change their public transportation system so that they emitted less carbon. Where I'm from in St. Charles, we're right now debating on whether or not we should renew our IMEA contract, whether or not, which we'll be getting 80% of our electricity by burning coal. And if we renew or we don't renew, we're still going to be burning all that coal down in the power plants down in Southern Illinois and Kentucky. But we could change our transportation system here in Kane County over the course of the next 10 years and really make some real changes to our carbon footprint that's coming out of this county. And we could do it by doing things like they did. They took a major road that was on one side of the river and a major road that was on the other side of the river. And instead of being 4 lanes, 2 lanes in each direction, they made it 1 lane going eastbound on one side and westbound on the other side of the river. We could do that here. We could do Route 25 could be northbound on one side and 31 could be southbound going the other direction. And that frees up room for bikes and buses and rapid transit of a variety of different sorts that you could do. You could set up trams. We used to have trams and trains running throughout this county, and we don't anymore, from all the way from Dundee down to Aurora and Oswego. But we gave up on that. But even though those right-of-ways don't really exist anymore, we could still do it just by making some changes that I saw happen and work well in other communities. So let's get biking. I walked while I was gone 37 days. I walked 388 miles during that time, 10 miles a day. You guys can do it too.
Very good. Thank you so much. And Paris is indeed a very walkable city. All right, our next speaker is Victoria Bell. Welcome, Victoria.
Good morning. I am concerned about the issues of taxes at our local, county, and federal levels. I've watched people come to this board to complain about high taxes related to the county. Only 4% of our tax bill goes to the county. Last week, people were up in arms about the cost of the CPI proposal, which would have resulted in an increase of under $13 a year for a home valued at $400,000. I'm pretty sure that some of these people who come here to complain are spending more on their pedicures and manicures than what this would have cost them for a year. Meanwhile, the cost of living is increasing. Coffee prices are going through the roof. A can of Folgers is nearing $20. Ground beef prices are an all-time high. People can't afford meat anymore. Costco is making more vegetarian choices available and altering how they cut and package their beef and chicken to continue to keep lower prices with less product. Local businesses are having difficulty. Restaurants are empty here in Geneva at the noontime hour. People can't afford to go out to eat. The cost of food for the businesses is rising, and either the restaurants raise their prices or cut their portions. Restaurants are having trouble with staffing, partly because of the concern for ICE raids. People are afraid to go to work for fear of being caught up by ICE and deported. People who help produce and pick our food are threatened with deportation. This increases the cost of our food production. Businesses can't stay afloat due to the increased cost for supplies because of tariffs and for the few staff they can get, since the current administration is chasing away their employees who pay taxes. General Motors is laying off people because people aren't buying cars now and they have too much supply. Jobs numbers are going down. Businesses aren't adding jobs. Small businesses are going under. The stock market is starting to flail. Our economy is failing since January 2025. This is directly caused by tariffs. Tariffs are taxes on the American people, and we pay for those tariffs. The average household will pay $2,400 per year for these tariff taxes. I don't hear anyone complaining about these increased taxes forced on the American people by one man, not by Congress. Yeah, it's supposed to reduce the deficit, sure, while taking away our benefits. Medicare Advantage plans are going to change, and not for the better. Insurance supplements are going to be reduced. Thus, the cost of insurance will go up. Fewer people will be able to be insured. And yes, people will have to pay for the uninsured health care. Food assistance is going to be reduced. People will starve, including the elderly and children. That's not Christian. The deficit is going up because of the tax breaks for the wealthy that don't need them. People here are complaining about county taxes. How about complaining about the tariff taxes that are increasing the cost of grocery shopping, clothing?
Thank you, Victoria. Denise Theobald? Welcome, Denise.
Hello, everyone. Excuse my voice from this current weather. You know, some people come to these meetings week after week complaining, even shouting that Kane County taxes are too high. And one reason is because we overpay our employees and elected officials. Let's be honest, when you look at the facts, the narrative doesn't hold up. In reality, Kane County has fallen
Wow.
behind in wages over the last 2 decades compared to neighboring counties. Our county board members earn just $25,500 a year. And that's just that's for all the hours spent at meetings, fielding calls, reading policies, making decisions that affect the people of Kane County. They haven't had a meaningful raise in over 10 years until just recently, and that was minimal. Compare this to DuPage County, where they make over 52,000. Lake County, 43,000. Even McHenry, which is smaller, pays 23,000. Board Chair Corrine Baroque makes 105,000 roughly and hasn't received a raise during her tenure. Meanwhile, DuPage Chair earns over 131,000, Lake Chair 97,000, McHenry's Chair 82,000. We're solidly in the middle, nothing excessive that is claimed. The clerk, recorder, coroner did get a bump to 109,000 next year, but that's after a decade of no increases. That's not bloated, it's just catching up. And Kane County's average staff wage is 59,000 compared to DuPage at 69,000. That's a $10,000 gap. It's really hard to retain good workers, good staff, and talented people if we don't pay them at least a fair wage. Now, I want to address our treasurer, Chris Lawson, who spearheads a small group weekly to come here and create false narratives and spread misleading information, basically to sabotage this board. Mr. Lawson earns about roughly 109,000, rising slightly next year. And that's okay if he earns it, if he's a talented professional. Yet he's one of the loudest critics saying wages are too high. Same with his allies coming here week after week. So I ask you, Mr. Lawson, do you think your salary's too high? Are you willing to take a pay cut? Because if not, the criticism feels a little hollow. Let's not forget, we wouldn't even be in this position of talking about slashing jobs and salaries if Mr. Lawson and his allies hasn't spent last fall spreading misinformation about the county's proposed tax referendum. That referendum was a smart, responsible way to stabilize this county's finances without hurting working families. But instead, it was tanked by fear mongering. Now we have these salary conversations because of it. And this salary debate is just the latest chapter of their ongoing misinformation campaign, trying to paint this board as a shady, secretive, and mismanaged. Well, it's not. The truth is right there on the county website for any citizen to look at. And I encourage they do so. So those of you on the board who are trying to sabotage this board's work for political gain,
Denise, time up.
please kindly stop.
Thank you. All righty, that does conclude our public comment. Righty. And thank you all, as always, for our community members who come and share their concerns with the county board. May I have a motion and a second to place the public comments on file, please?
Linda would so move.
Caius, second.
Thank you. We need to have a roll call vote, please.
I did see Miss Allen online, but I wasn't sure if we were.
Deb, are you online? Why don't we go ahead and
Okay, sorry. Bates? Berman?
Berman, yes.
Gums?
Gums, yes.
Juby?
Juby, aye.
Caius?
Caius, yes.
Lewis?
Lewis, yes.
Linder?
Linda, yes.
Molina?
Molina, yes.
I don't see. Strathman?
Yes.
Surges?
Yes.
Tepe?
Debbie, yes.
Williams?
Yes.
Roth?
Roth, yes.
On five?
Sanchez, yes.
Um,
Thank you.
We have Ms. Gums is available and Mr. Sanchez. Do I have permission to bring them both in, please?
Yes.
No problem.
Yes, okay. Welcome, both of you. And Mr. Berman was approved before. Yes, absolutely. So just, it's Gums, Sanchez, Lewis, Berman, and Ms. Molina. Yes, sir.
Just a question. We haven't approved public comment before. Could we do a unanimous approval or a voice vote?
I assume we could. I will check with. the
That's why I'm
state
asking.
secretary. Yes,
Okay,
I think that'd be easier.
we've never done it.
I don't, is that normal?
It's in my script, that's all. That's all. I know.
It's wrong script.
Wrong script, all right. That's my,
We've never done it before. Yeah.
I will address this issue with the script writer.
Can we just have the state's attorney chime? What's your guidance on this? This
Well,
is new.
let's just go forward on this. Let's take care of business. We can take this offline. The producer, you know how they are, you know, commercial breaks and all of that. So let's go forward. Kathleen?
The monthly financial reports are on file. I'll just go through the highlights on the general fund, which we went over at the finance committee. For the general fund, general account, there was key revenue lines that were under where they should be at this point in the year. In the last 2 weeks, that grant line item, which was the item that was below, has now increased about $600,000. So that's a good thing. So we're closer to where we should be. And then on the expense side, there were two items that were over budget or not budgeted, expenses that were not budgeted. One was vehicles that the it's the first page of the executive director's report.
Page 6.
Not this, this is the financial reports. It's the first page of the executive director's report. Up, go back one. That one, yeah. There were two expense line items that were significantly over budget. One is under capital. The sheriff's office had purchased vehicles out of the general fund. They are now going to reclass that expense and move it to Fund 128, which is the sheriff's vehicle fund, to have those expenses paid out of that fund. And then under commodities, the significant line item there that was over budget, the sheriff had budgeted $1 million this year for food for detainees. And currently it's at $1.6 million for the year. So the budget was $1,097,000 and it's currently 1.6, which is 509,000 over budget. When you look at the detail, and I did talk about to the sheriff's staff about this, so they're aware that I'm talking about this today. In their detail of 1.6 million in expenses is about 533,000 to a food service provider. 750,000 is amounts payable to Kendall, LaSalle, McHenry, and DeKalb counties for housing detainees. Presumably our detainees, which are being housed by other counties. And then there was a couple $100,000 in security equipment, which is in that food line item, which is when you add that all up, is why that food line item is over budget. So those are the scorecard highlights. The other thing that I wanted to mention today is that the audit of our financial statements for November 30, 2024 was completed last week. The county received an unmodified opinion, which is essentially a clean opinion, no findings. And we will have that uploaded on our website, hopefully today. We're waiting for, believe it or not, divider pages to be put in so that when we print it, the pages lay out flat. So good news there. And we will get our audit firm to come and speak to either the finance committee or the board like we did last year to go over their communications of the audit. They also are finalizing their report on our audit of federal funds. We should have that report in the next 2 weeks. And the transition audits of the Finance Department and Office of Emergency Management were issued. There's one more transition audit that needs to be completed. It's the Office of the Coroner. The draft report has been issued and that should be finalized hopefully this week or next week.
Kathleen, I would prefer the audit report to be brought forward to the full board. You can give certainly highlights to the finance committee, but I'm sure the full board would be very interested in hearing and being able to ask any questions.
Sure.
And that is going to be what, do you think, September?
If I can get them here for the August finance,
Okay.
or we can do September. Or that's right, full county board. Yeah, it would be September. Yep.
September, yes.
Yep.
Second Tuesday. Thank you. Yes, Kathleen, I think there may be a couple questions. So if you just want to hang out, Mr. Surges.
So Kathleen, just to paraphrase, like if you were used to the terms on time, within budget, and A+ scorecard, that would be accurate.
For the audit of the
Yes.
financial statement, yes,
Don't underscore that. Well done, ma'am. Thank
yes.
you.
Yes.
That's very important. I do have a question about the opportunity to put money into the wrong account, expenses into the wrong account. They are shifting that over. So once that gets shifted over, are they in budget?
For the vehicles, yes, there was no budget. Typically, we don't purchase capital out of the general fund. So that will be corrected. The items, and you may want to talk to the sheriff on this, but they're in the back and forth with the sheriff's team. The items, the expenses for housing detainees and surveillance and security equipment, they want that to remain in the food line item.
Is there a reason why? And do they, reason why, and is there a budget line more appropriate to put those items in?
There's many, we have contractual service line items. We've had line items in the past, which would probably be a better description. Yes.
And has that been previous practice, or is this just anomaly happening this year?
I can't answer for all the years in the past.
Recent
But
years.
yes, I mean, it's sticking out because the budget for food was $1 million and we're at 1.6. And when you look at the detail, it's different types of expenses.
Ms. Molina, when the budget is presented, perhaps in judicial public safety, that can be addressed. It's just important, even if that line item goes over, we have a trend of where those real expenses are. I know food, we had reference today that food is going up, but that may be not considered food meals. It's more general care. Okay, is there anything else? No? Okay, thank you, Kathleen. Alrighty, Julie.
Good morning, everyone. Couple of things, attended National Night Out at the Sheriff's Office, beautiful weather, had a great turnout, was a very successful community event. We'll be posting many, many pictures on Facebook and in Kane County Connect shortly. We did walk in the Sugar Grove Corn Boil Parade. I want to thank board members Lewis, Roth, and Allen, and Madam Chair for representing us and walking in that parade. It was a very fast parade. We had some young women behind us who were pushing us very quickly, yelling, screaming, so they kept us on our toes. Also thanks to Jada for participating in that. Popular stories on Kane County Connects, really engaged with readers. The Kane County Veterans Assistance Commission marking its 90th year of service and impact. New viewing platform proposed from Muirhead Springs Forest Reserve. Kane County monitoring air quality here at our building. Thanks to Sarah Henshaw for that. Remembering the 1996 Kane County flood, and some flood risks and safety tips that followed the Texas flooding. So it was timely. Thanks to Rob Linke and Scott Bezecki for contributing that content. Kane County launches Disaster Ready Kane to strengthen community disaster recovery. The Growing for Kane series, which is on local agriculture and local food systems. And the Ryan Sandberg Remembered tracked down that he was the coach of the Peoria Chiefs when they took on the Kane County Cougars for the first time. A minor league team played at Wrigley Field. Lots of people like that story too, given the passing of Mr. Sandberg. Also, it's the last day for Jada Hunter, my intern. She's provided valuable insight from a younger perspective. She really has had lots of things to contribute. And so one of them is her final report.
During my time.
Stand up.
Now, don't be easy on her.
Great. Okay. During my time with Kane County, I had the opportunity to explore a wide range of experiences that deepen my understanding of government operations and the vital role communications plays within them. Highlights of my internship include touring the Kane County Sheriff's Office and Correctional Facility, listening in on various county board committee meetings, attending planning and communications team meetings, researching and compiling data on the growing senior population in Kane County, visiting a downtown all-news radio station, learning the fundamentals of news writing by drafting several stories for Kane County Connects, also participating in free online communications training courses alongside Julie, including a case study featuring communication leaders from Texas floods, a digital photography course, a session on internal government communications. I also walked with the Kane County team in Sugar Grove Corn Boil Parade, and I visited Fermi National Accelerator Laboratory, a working farm, and a forest preserve in northern Kane County. Through all these experiences, I've gained insight into the many facets of public service and how effective communication supports and strengthens government work. I thoroughly enjoyed my time here and plan to stay in contact with Julie and the team moving forward.
She's going to go on to do big and great things. Big successes ahead for you. So thank you.
Thank you, Jada. Are there any questions for Jada? Okay, would you recommend this for other students?
Definitely, yeah. I learned so much with like writing, finding my voice, finding myself, and I learned so much from Julie. So.
Oh, good. Yeah, very, very good. Thank you. Thank you. Well, thank you for your time here. You always bring a very pleasant attitude and a smile to us, to our office. So, and it makes Julie happy as well. So thank you again. All right, is there anything else? So I'll do a little shout out. I was there yesterday as well, and I got the Hudson hat for the Hudson Memorial. We're selling sweatshirts and t-shirts, but I chose the hat, which I think is a nice hat. So if anybody would like to contribute to the Hudson Memorial, I'm sure that you can contact the sheriff's office and they'll be glad to share, let you purchase some paraphernalia towards it. And they do have a new dog that I did not get a chance to meet to replace Hudson. He's a little over a year old and he's going to school in a couple of weeks. He'll be at school for, I guess, what did they say? A little over a month, or in 6 to 8 weeks. And once he is trained, then I'll ask if he can come here. And I met one of the therapy dogs that is now working with the inmates at the jail. And he is a specially trained dog who is just as gentle as possible and particularly is very effective with our inmate residents who are on the autistic spectrum. That in order to get rewarded for cleanliness and making sure that their cells are appropriately taken care of, they say, we will bring in the dog for you to play with, to engage with, but you have to take a shower, you have to make your bed. So it's really very nice incentive. I did ask which of the groupings of people the dog likes to interact with the most, whether the women, the men, and I was told it was the autism group. So that truly enjoyed that. So cute dog, but as you all know, we have a dog here from time to time who is trained to do other things. But the dogs that are being provided for the courts, they're going to looking at getting a new dog for the courts, for the children in particular, and for the inmates at the county jail, as well as a protecting dog that goes out and checks for bombs, et cetera, are very great value here for Kane County and well supported. And I think well loved, certainly appreciated. So I like my hat. It's a good hat. All right, is there being no other comments from the PIO? Thank you. Do we have any old business from the board members? Seeing none, none online. Any new business?
Madam Chair,
Yes, ma'am.
I'd like to thank your office and Ms. Talish, Jane, for sending out the letter to all of the board members about the solar group buy. The reason this is there's so much urgency around this group buy this year is that the 30% federal tax credit is going away on December 31st. So please tell your constituents that it's not too late. In some cases, it might not be possible, but I've talked to a couple installers. They say they still have the capacity to get more installations on their waiting list or their list. The information in the letter I sent out about the group buy tells people where to go and how to do this. And it's a great opportunity to save 30% on your solar panels. And really people think solar panels are going to cost $20,000, but with the rebates in Illinois and the federal rebates and the group buys, sometimes they're $5,000 or $6,000 with a payback of maybe 5 years. And actually I didn't care because I just wanted solar panels, but thank you for sending that out.
Absolutely, absolutely. And thank you for presenting that to us. It's important. All right, anything else? Okay, let's then go to our preliminary county board agenda. Mr. Caius.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thanks. This is Caius, Chair of Admin. I have 4 resolutions to be presented. I prefer to present them separately since they're each expenditures under different circumstances. First, I will move and ask for a second for a resolution authorizing a contract extension for King County Generator Maintenance Services for the Building Management Department with Midwest Power Industrial Corporation. That's bid number 23-046. It's on your agenda as TMP-25-829, which is on page 36. And that is, I believe, for up to $200,000 per year. And this is the first of a 3-year extension. So I move. Is there a second?
Juby seconds. Are we going to be calling out each one, or are you going to ask for moving on all?
I
all
ask that we
items?
do these separately, 4 items,
Okay, very good.
because each one is a different expenditure to a different organ. It's not like it's one sweeping thing all to Mill Creek or something.
Very good. So
So-
we have the roll.
So call the roll, yes, please.
Allen,
Allen, aye.
Bates,
Bates, yes.
Berman,
Berman, yes.
Gums,
Gums, yes.
Juby,
Juby, aye.
Caius,
Guys, yes.
Lewis. Miss Lewis. Linder,
Yes.
Molina,
Molina, yes.
Sanchez,
Sanchez, yes.
Strathman,
Strathman, yes.
Surges,
Yes.
Tepe,
Tepe, yes.
Williams, Roth.
Roth, yes.
Passes. For item B, it's a resolution authorizing a contract extension with M Peters Construction Incorporated for Kane County Concrete Services for the Building Management Department and the Mill Creek Special Service Area. That's bid number 23-041. It is TMP 2025-848 on page 38 of your agenda. And that's, as I mentioned, services up to $350,000 for building management and $250,000 for Mill Creek. And this is first of 3 extensions as well, I believe. So I move that and would ask for a second, please.
Williams
Catherine will
seconds.
second.
That's Williams.
Yes.
Is there any questions?
Roll, please.
Roll.
Allen,
Allen, I.
Bates,
Bates, yes.
Berman,
Berman, yes.
Gums,
Gums, yes.
Juby,
Juby, I.
Caius,
Guys, yes?
Lewis, Linder,
Linder, yes.
Molina,
Molina, yes.
Sanchez,
Sanchez, yes.
Strathman,
Yes.
Surges, Tepe,
Duffy, yes.
Williams,
Williams, yes.
Roth.
Roth, yes.
So before we leave this, Mr. Kraus, just to confirm for everybody, so out of the 600,000, 350,000 is paid for by the county and 250,000 is paid by the SSA.
I believe that's correct. Mr. Fonstock is either here or online.
That's, yeah, just to confirm that. Okay. very
That's
good.
my understanding.
Thank you.
Okay, and then item C, that one passes. Item C, I'd like to present and for potential approval, a resolution authorizing a contract for Kane County Building Management Department flooring improvement project with RC Wegman. That's bid number 25-024-TL, which is TMP 25-848 in your agenda on page 110. And that is for $194,036 for a project at the circuit clerk's office. I move and I would ask for a second.
Allen seconds.
Alan? Great.
Are there any questions on this? Ms. Gums? No? Okay.
Allen,
Allen, I.
Bates,
Bates, yes.
Berman,
Berman, yes.
Gums,
Gums, yes.
Juby, I.
Caius,
Guys, yes?
Lewis, Linder,
Linder, yes.
Molina,
Molina, yes.
Sanchez,
Sanchez, yes.
Strathman,
Yes.
Surges,
Yes.
Tepe,
Duffy, yes.
Williams, Roth.
Yes.
Motion passes. Then for item D, our final resolution is authorizing the purchase of office furniture, furnishings and services for the King County Building Department, Management Department with TACO Office Furnishings Incorporated, contract number 240301. And that is TMP 25-849, the temporary number, and it's on page 163 of your agenda. I move that and ask for a second.
Williams.
Strathman seconds. Thank you, Mr. Williams. Any questions? Clerk, call the roll.
Allen,
Allen, I.
Bates,
Bates, yes.
Berman,
Berman, yes.
Gums,
Gums, yes.
Juby,
Juby, I.
Caius,
Guys, yes?
Lewis, Linder,
Linder, yes.
Molina,
Molina, yes.
Sanchez,
Sanchez, yes.
Strathman,
Yes.
Surges, Tepe,
Duffy, yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Roth.
Roth, yes.
Thank you. All right, thank you, Mr. Caius. Mr. Williams.
Good morning. We have 4 items on the agenda for your consideration and approval this morning. Mr. Van Kerkhoff is in the audience if you have any questions on them. The first one is item A, a resolution approving a housing and community development consolidated plan. I would move for approval.
Roth, a second.
Any questions?
Any questions on this? This is grant related, is that?
These are all grant related.
From the federal government?
Yes, I believe so.
And is this going to be continuing or is this going to be?
I'm going to invite Mr. Van Kerkhoff because this is a little bit over my pay grade, Madam Chair.
And the reason I'm asking, it's $5 million. So I thought it would be, we should address it.
Absolutely.
Are you on the phone?
No, I'm not
Yes.
listening to my meeting at the county. I had to be at
Thank you.
Morning, Mark Van Kerkhoff.
Good morning.
Yeah, so these first 3 resolutions have to do with our consolidated and action plans. This is money that comes to the county from HUD. We've been receiving it as an entitlement county since 1998.
Could you, the microphone, is it on?
Just get closer. Now I know how it feels.
There we go.
So yeah, so we, every year we get an allocation from, the federal government through HUD for community development block grants and our home programs. Every year we have to submit a action plan. Every 5 years, we have to submit a new, what they call consolidated, plan for how we're going to use the money for the next 5 years, looking in 5-year horizons. So this is one of those magical years where we're also submitting a new a new consolidated plan for the federal funds. The next several resolutions have to do with making amendments to previous action plans to funds that were not spent or are available for a variety of reasons that we are reallocating to eligible activities. Predominantly, these are funds that are to benefit low and moderate income residents, either through community projects, neighborhood projects, or through housing, affordable housing rehabilitation.
Very good. And didn't you tell me that this money was reallocated by the federal government? Is this part of this program or is this a different program?
This is through the Community Development Block Grant Program, which is a very old entitlement program. The good news, well, that originally when the White House produced their budget for the next federal fiscal year, there was not money in their proposal for CDBG or home funds. As it's going through the congressional process now, the good news is that the Senate reinstated both CDBG and home funding. So it's looking promising that these will continue to be continuing funding source for the county and other communities across the country.
I hope so. It's an important work. Ms. Allen.
I just wanted to mention to people that this is one place where we can actually make contributions towards affordable housing. We have in our plans money for people who need to do repairs on their homes and there are income qualifications. We have projects that are going to make apartments, townhomes, assisted living structures available. We are frequently not the only entity to put money into the pot, but we are engaged with other partners to make these things happen. And I think we have them pretty much scattered all over the county. At some point, we'll have a map that will show where we have put money in literally all over the county. And I know we worry about affordable housing and prices just skyrocket, but these are places where we can actually make a difference, and we do. Thank you, Mark.
Very good. Thank you. Any other comments on this? Are you all aware of this, the dynamics of this program? Generally speaking, yes. There are grants. I know there are grants certainly in St. Charles. I don't know if in other areas, I'm sure Aurora and Elgin have it, where if you are a senior and you need a furnace or a roof to be replaced or a front porch that is falling apart because it's a wood porch, money can come in to assist with that to support that redevelopment. So that allows people to stay in place effectively so that they don't have to have the expense of selling their homes and moving into an assisted care facility, which is much more expensive than staying in your own home. So this is one way to actually save our taxpayers' dollars. So thank you. Thank you very much.
I think we're ready for the vote.
I
There
think
was a
so.
second.
I think so.
Allen,
Allen, aye.
Bates,
Bates, yes.
Berman,
Berman, yes.
Gums,
Gums, yes.
Juby,
Juby, aye.
Caius,
Dice, yes.
Lewis, Linder,
Linder, yes.
Molina,
Molina, yes.
Sanchez,
Sanchez, yes.
Strathman,
Yes.
Surges,
I'm sorry, is it
This is for A.
just A, not
Just A, just A.
Yes.
Tepe,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Roth.
Roth, yes.
Thank you. Next matter for your consideration is a resolution amending the 2020 to 2024 Housing and Community Development Consolidated Plan. I would move for approval.
Roth will second.
Yes, Ms. Juby.
So in In this, it says the plan must be amended to reallocate 175,000 of homelessness and supportive services and $30,322.92 of program administrative funds from program year whatever to infrastructure to support North Aurora Veterans Memorial. So we're taking $175,000 from homeless and supportive services after what I just heard in the last thing, and we're giving it to a memorial. Can someone explain that to me?
I'm going to invite Mr. Van Kerkhoff up again.
Certainly, and I'll do my best. Some of the decision-making of this was prior to my assuming these programs. But these were this current slate of programs and that reallocation were presented to the Community Development Commission, which Ms. Allen chairs for their review of those projects. My understanding that the switch in use of those funds is that those funds that were not expended in those program years and are still available to be used. One of the things that HUD does with all entitlement communities is there's sort of a timeliness test of spending funds. So Josh Beck, who was predecessor on this, had looked at the timeliness issue and the funds that had not been spent to be reallocated to meet the current slate of applications, which included the North Aurora Veterans Memorial Park.
May I ask a
Yeah, of
follow-up?
course.
We couldn't find a program that was ready to help our homeless population when we clearly have that already. I'm just struggling with this. I don't see how this is housing anyone. And I understand that we have to use the funds or lose the funds, but this doesn't even seem like we're trying to find something similar to helping people keep their houses or find homes or whatever. No fault on your part. Thank you for answering that question to me. I would like to move to have this removed from the consent agenda because I cannot support this vote.
I'm sorry, hold on a second. My apologies. That was a question was being asked. So frankly, I didn't hear. I was being interrupted. The $175,000 that was allocated during a previous, you were not engaged with all of that. That was under different leadership. And Ms. Allen, you were on that committee. Can you reflect on why that $175,000 was given to a memorial?
Point of order, is there a motion?
I made a motion to remove this from the consent agenda.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I did not hear. My apologies.
All right.
Yeah, that's.
John-
Madam Chair, I mean, we have a motion and a second, and so now I don't know if that's an appropriate motion at this point in time, and I'd ask Mr. Frank.
Can we remove it? Yeah, unless somebody removes their motion and allows it to go through. We have a motion and a second to approve.
Who was the second?
I was just gonna.
Mr. Roth.
but-
was.
Roth.
And if Mr. William wants to remove, I will too.
I have no objection removing it from consent, so I can withdraw my motion.
And
I
I
do
will
think
withdraw
though
my
that
second.
Mr. Van Kirk, before we maybe do that, I'd like to
He did.
hear Mr. Van Kerkhoff and Ms. Allen's point of view on why this decision was made. And does this really affect funding for homeless people or not? It's my understanding that this really doesn't take away money from funding our homeless programs. It's just reallocating money that wasn't spent that was otherwise could have been used for homelessness.
And is there a contract in place already? I mean, I don't know.
So there is not, and Mr. Williams, but to my understanding is correct. These are funds that were not spent. So my perception would be that they were deemed not to be needed during that time period, and there are additional funds that are left for whatever reason. And staff at the time, and then taking it to the Community Development Commission, are recommending to you, the county board, that those funds be reallocated to the North Aurora Veterans Memorial Park project as a shovel-ready project, ready to help keep up with our timeliness aspect. This amendment is somewhat tied to your previous motion for the consolidated plan, because these funds are included in that consolidated plan authorization as well for that park project.
For public use. Yes, ma'am.
I'm working off of memory, which is always dangerous. But we have, at our commission, we have projects that are brought to us by the communities asking for money. And they are vetted by staff and then brought to the commission. And we usually try and do the obvious infrastructure things, streets, curbs, gutters, sidewalks leading up to schools and so on. But if we don't have enough projects in that area, then we look to other projects, and sometimes we'll have money that can fall into parks and so on. Now, I'm going to ask that we have talked often about a memorial, a veterans memorial, and about using ARPA money, I believe, for it. This might be the same park, but it's a different need. This is a park that is widely used in the community and needs upgrades. And we felt that the commission felt that putting money into this area would benefit a lot of people in that immediate area. And that's why we approved this funding for this park. And I don't know just where the memorial is, but this is a park that is being widely used by the community.
I'm familiar with that park.
Are you? Okay.
Yes, I am.
Do you feel it's widely used by the community?
Well, I know that for a fact, but I have no idea what renovations are being done. I think it's access to the actual memorial that they have. It's a large memorial. I know that the park is well used because every time I've gone down there for a celebration, there's over 100 people there who attend. So that is my familiarity with it. I know it's well loved. It's in Mr. Berman's district, obviously, not too far from his home. So perhaps Mr. Berman, if we're talking about the use and value of it, he can reflect on that. But if it's the purpose of this, Mark, is the grant available to be used for public use, not just, obviously sidewalks, we heard about sidewalks, et cetera. But for this kind of use as well as recreational activities, that kind of public use.
Yeah, so in general, all of the funds are supposed to have a benefit for low moderate income families or neighborhoods. So yes, this is an eligible activity.
Madam Chair,
Yes, Ms. Strathman.
I just need some clarity. The ARPA request was for a flag memorial in Batavia.
That's accurate.
This is not that.
That's totally separate.
Okay, thank you. That's all. I thank you for that clarity.
Separate
I
entity.
appreciate it.
And I would say that it is a lovely middle-class neighborhood.
Thank you, Ms. Strathman, for the clarification.
Yes.
If I may, Bates, so as part of the committee with Ms. Allen, I believe that this applies to the quality of life of the community. So it does apply to homelessness and quality of life in the community.
All right, let's.
Madam Chair.
Yes,
I
let's go.
still would like a motion to remove it
That's how I
from
was gonna move it.
consent because I will be removing it at the full board meeting if it's not done here.
That's,
I'm not saying anything about the dollars or not, but if we're talking about a park, this doesn't say a park, so we need to be
It doesn't
careful.
say park.
It doesn't say park, so that's not what we're voting on. We're voting for it to go on that. I just want it removed from the consent agenda.
All right, and we have a motion withdrawn.
Council
Mr.
second.
Williams?
I'll withdraw my motion.
Okay, very good. So now we have a motion on a table to withdraw this and put this off consent.
Strathman will second.
Okay, very good. And with
Actually, I just remember. I'm on.
okay. Strathman second, so now we call the roll to move it off consent.
Consent, I had Juby and Roth.
Juby and Roth. Oh, okay, very good. Okay.
Okay, and then this is off consent just for today or for county board?
County board.
Thank you.
Second for the.
Thank you. Allen,
Aye.
Bates,
Bates, yes.
Berman,
Berman, yes.
Gums,
Gums, yes.
Juby,
Should aye.
Caius,
Yes.
Lewis, Linder,
Linder, yes.
Molina,
Molina, yes.
Sanchez,
Sanchez, yes.
Strathman,
Yes.
Surges,
Yes.
Tepe,
Debbie, yes.
Williams, Roth.
Roth, yes.
All right, it'll go off consent. So if you could, Mark, if you could just take a look at it and prepare an explanation. And Miss Allen, if you could pick your brain a little bit and figure out what this was all about and reflect on what that vote, that would be appreciated. Okay, thank you. Okay, next one.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The next matter is item C, a resolution approving substantial amendment to the home ARP 2021 allocation plan. I will move for approval.
Are there any questions on this? Seeing none, call the roll.
Allen,
Allen, aye.
Bates,
Bates, yes.
Berman,
Berman, yes.
Gums. Ms.
Gums, yes.
Thank you. Juby,
Juby, aye.
Caius,
Caius, yes.
Lewis, Linder,
Linder, yes.
Molina,
Molina, yes.
Sanchez,
Sanchez, yes.
Rathman,
Yes.
Sturgis, Tepe,
Tepe, yes.
Williams,
Williams, yes.
Roth.
Roth, yes.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The next item is D, a resolution approving projects for affordable rental housing using Emergency Rental Assistance Program 2 funds. I would move for approval.
Roth, the second.
Are any questions? Seeing none, clerk call the roll.
Allen,
Allen, aye.
Bates,
Bates, yes.
Berman,
Berman, yes.
Gums,
Gums, yes.
Juby,
Juby, aye.
Caius,
Caius, yes.
Lewis, Linder,
Linder, yes.
Molina,
Molina, yes.
Sanchez,
Sanchez, yes.
Rathman,
Yes.
Sturgis,
Yes.
Tepe,
Tepe, yes.
Williams,
Williams, yes.
Roth.
Roth, yes.
And before we move forward to the next item, I would just like to commend Mr. Van Kerkhoff and Miss Julie Mann for their efforts in getting the word out about this money, that it was not being spent. And Mark comes in and he's checking out through all the grants during the transition. He said, we have significant amount of money that we can use. I said, spend it. Indeed, they have. And I believe that almost all of the money, if not all the money, is already allocated out. And they're going through the contracts of proposals right now, making sure that everybody is in the up and up before that money is dispersed out. So we have community organizations all throughout Kane County who have reached out and are helping out with supporting people who are in need of rent support. So well done, very well done, very well. I look forward to hearing the end of it because I know it's a lot of work. He's put 2 or 3 people of his staff on this to go through all the applications. So it's yeoman's work, much appreciated. And I know the community supports it. And to your point, to share what we have done with our money, I think is very important for the community to know. So thank you, Mr. Williams. I think that's it.
That's all. Thank you.
All right. Big time. Mr. Leonard, Mr. Berman, Mr. Leonard will be moving this forward for you. Oh, I'm sorry, E&E. My apologies. I
Well,
jumped.
thank you very much.
Need to-
I'm all ready.
Executive. Oh my gosh, Mr. Roth.
I'm
I was
waiting
ready
for you
this
to
one.
point at me. I would like to move and ask for a second on a resolution authorizing Kane County to enter into community solar subscriptions.
Allen seconds.
All right. Are there any questions on this? Yes, Mr. Surges.
Mavis, I'm so sorry. I did not read through this, but it caught my eye. And what does this mean? What is this obligating us to?
This will only.
Thank you. It does give us the opportunity when it arises to sign on to subscriptions for community solar for the power that the county is using in our facilities. What this allows the chairwoman to do with the review of the state's attorney's office is to enter into these agreements. The community solar is these fields that are about, 18 acres in size. They produce solar power that goes onto the grid, and signing on to the subscription will give the county 90 cents on the dollar. And so
So the question, so this is not something we're doing on behalf of the community. This is something that we're doing on behalf of the county to to buy our electric from them.
Yes, it will
Got
give
it.
us a 10% discount on our solar, and we're currently working with our electric consultant. This is very timely. He has a potential community solar subscription for us that would give us the remaining 70 to 80% of the power out of the judicial center and a 10% discount on all that power. So once this resolution goes through, hopefully we can have the agreement with that community solar company and move it through the process. And then we just, on our bill, we'll just have 10% less that we're paying, which would be great for our budget issues.
Thank you so much. Mavis, this bill, this grew legs on its own. So I start researching this and the obvious question for me becomes, well, who insures the panels? And then it became, well, who owns the panels? And then it grew legs of its own into a 2-day conversation with saying,
Solar panels?
who's responsible for the panels
Who
if
would
a
you have
hailstorm
that conversation with?
within a group of other insurance
Don't
agents,
call
guys?
me.
It was hilarious. So and then I never got down to the brass tacks here. So I apologize. Thank you.
And during that conversation, did you learn that you should not have goats who are mowing down the grass, only sheep?
Are your questions
Yeah,
satisfied?
they are
now?
satisfied. Thank you so
Okay.
much.
All right, very good. If there's no other questions, call the roll, please.
Allen,
Ellen, I.
Bates,
Bates, yes.
Berman,
Berman, yes.
Gums,
Gums, yes.
Juby,
Aye.
Caius,
Caius, yes.
Lewis, Linder,
Linder, yes.
Molina,
Molina, yes.
Sanchez,
Sanchez, yes.
Strathman,
Yes.
Surges, Tepe,
Deppie, yes.
Williams,
Williams, yes.
Roth.
Yes.
Okay, very good. All right, Mr. Roth.
Okay. The first resolution is on page 270. The current 2-year term of the King County Board of Review member, Michael E. Matsarek, expired on June 1st, 2025. This resolution is moving to reappoint him for another 2-year term. I'll motion if I can get a second.
Williams moves.
Thank you. Any questions about Michael?
Second.
Hearing none, call the roll, please.
Allen,
Ellen, I.
Bates,
Bates, yes.
Berman,
Berman, yes.
Gums,
Gums, yes.
Juby,
Juby, aye.
Caius,
Caius, yes.
Lewis, Linder, Molina,
Molina, yes.
Sanchez,
Sanchez, yes.
Strathman,
Yes.
Surges,
Yes.
Tepe,
Deppie, yes.
Williams,
Williams, yes.
Roth.
Roth, yes. The next one is a rinse and repeat. The current 2-year term of Kane County Board of Review member Constantine Dino Constant expired on June 1st, 2025. This resolution moves to reappoint him for another 2-year term. I'll make the motion if I get a second, please.
Linder seconds.
Thank you, Mr. Linder. Any comments, questions? If not, call the roll.
Allen,
Ellen, I.
Bates,
Bates, yes.
Berman,
Berman, yes.
Gums,
Gums, yes.
Juby, aye.
Caius,
Yes.
Linder,
Linder, yes.
Molina,
Molina, yes.
Sanchez,
Sanchez, yes.
Strathman,
Yes.
Surges,
Yes.
Tepe,
Deppie, yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Roth.
Roth, yes.
Oh,
And that's all
okay.
for executive.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Roth. All right, now, finance.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I have 8 items to discuss and potentially move forward. I'd like to move the first 6 in a group. I'm going to explain, give a summary on each one, and then I'll need a motion and second to vote and approve these to move forward. Resolution, the first one is approved.
Hold on.
Could
Yes.
I remove C and F, please, from the consent agenda and from the block voting? I won't be able to vote on these in the full meeting, so I'd like to remove them from the consent agenda.
All right.
So you made that motion.
Made the motion to remove C and F from the
Need a
consent
C and
agenda.
F.
C
Okay.
and F from the consent agenda.
And then we need a second and
Right.
a vote
Okay.
on that.
A second.
All right, very good. So call the roll on moving those out off consent. That's C and F,
At County Board.
correct?
Allen,
Ellen, I.
Point of
Please.
information,
Yes, Ms. Molina.
Madam Chair, we're removing them from the consent agenda, but are we still voting on them?
Yes, we have to vote on them here to pass them up to the board. That is accurate.
So do we want to introduce them before we?
We
move them,
will
or-
I had assumed that we would introduce those after we do this block. So the block would be A, B, D, and E. And then he'll pick those back up afterwards because we need to vote on them before they can go up to the board
Thank you, Madam Chair.
off consent. Okay, so we're just moved. I heard a no.
Yeah.
Okay, please go ahead. Let our state's attorney speak.
I know we're trying to do this, so we're not having to do it at the county board. There is an easier process to all of this, which is whoever's moving the larger thing, just ask at the beginning, who doesn't want this to be, what do you want to pull? No different than we kind of do, and then move your block that wasn't objected to. And then we'll individually go through, and the motion in the second will be us who being off consent. If everyone's going to operate the same way, which is if one person wants it off consent, then we agree to it. That's the fastest and easiest way to do this.
But the off consent, to Ms. Molina's point, we still have to move it off to the full board. This board, this
Yeah.
committee has that authority.
Yeah, so that's what you would do after you move the block. You would bring them up
Okay, very good.
individually and then ask for it to be moved off.
That's okay.
So that way you're separating out the ones that are just fine that nobody cares about and the ones that do.
Okay, is everybody understanding that process from now on? Okay, all right. So we're going to go for the full block and then we'll come back to you. All right?
Well, it's an adjusted block is what I heard.
Yeah, there are there are 8 items to discuss
And
today.
so now
The
we're just
first
going to make
6
6.
The first 6 are going to be on a block for improvement. I'm going to get a summary on each of those 6. Then we will find out if anyone would like any of those 6 removed.
You can even do this before that. What I'm saying to you is, I got 8, like, as an example, I have 8 items here. Does anybody want any of these 8 items off the consent? Juby says I want CNF. Sounds great. Okay, now I have 6. And then go ahead and do the 6, and then we'll do CNF individually after.
Okay. So in other words, what Ms. Juby moved, and I forget who seconded, there was no vote on that yet to remove those. So let's remove those. Then I'll present the other 6, 4 in a block and the other 2 separately.
Separate.
Well,
Okay.
I have,
We need to vote on those yet? No, I don't think so.
That way you avoid a vote.
No, the Ms. Juby is going to.
Ms. Juby, can you withdraw your motion, please? Just for my sake. Just withdraw your motion, withdraw the second, and then let's get back to square.
I'll
and then we'll
withdraw
work our
the
way back.
second.
We'll get back to you. Okay,
Okay, so now we're back to square.
okay.
Is CNF the 2 that you are not going to move as a part of the block?
No, they were part of the block.
Oh, but now they're
Now,
not.
so your block is now down to 4.
Yes.
So does anyone else have any of the, kind of the block that they want removed? If the answer is no, then move those 4 and then we'll do the other 4 individually.
Okay, ready?
Yes, the 4 items that we're going to move as a block. The first resolution is approving the 2025 June claims paid of $21,670,466.44. The second resolution is amending Kane County Board Resolution to correct Scrivener's errors on 5 resolutions. The next resolution is authorizing additional appropriations and budget adjustments in the amount of $25,000 for provision for legal assistance to the Kane County Division of Transportation. The next and last one in this block is a resolution authorizing the contract amendment with Kerber, Eck, and Brackle to provide financial accounting and consulting services for Workforce Development Board. And this is a 1-year additional renewal going from 120,000 to 150,000. I need a motion. and a
Roth to
second.
make the motion.
Bates seconds.
All right, very good.
Any questions?
Yes, Ms. Allen.
I think we left out, C, the one about animal control.
We left out C
C
and
and-
F. We're gonna.
CNF, we're going to go back to CNF.
Okay.
Oh, if there's no questions on item A, B, D, and E, call the roll.
Allen,
Alan, I.
Bates,
Bates, yes.
Berman,
Berman, yes.
Gums,
Gums, yes.
Juby,
Juby, I.
Caius,
Caius, yes.
Linder,
Yes.
Molina,
Molina, yes.
Sanchez. Mr. Sanchez. Strathman,
Yes.
Surges,
Yes.
Tepe,
Deppie, yes.
Williams, Roth.
Roth, yes.
Passes.
Okay.
Okay, those four,
So now you have two options. You can either go individually if you want, or you could block move them to just off consent.
well, there are two that I just want to do individually
That's fine.
right now. And then the other two I'll move off consent.
Yep, you could move those two as a block, or you can move them individually, your choice.
Okay, what I'd like to ask for is a motion and a second to move Resolution C under Finance, authorizing Kane County Animal Control Department to utilize the Illinois State Treasurer's Office Electronic Payment Services Program. I'd like a motion and a second to move that resolution along with one other resolution off consent. And that second resolution is authorizing the renewal of agreement with Lauterbach and Amann for accounting services. So I need a motion and a second to move these off consent.
Williams moves.
Moves, Ms. Juby, you're going to second?
Second.
Okay, very good. All right, with that, clerk, call the roll, please, to move off consent. And this is again, item C and F.
Yes.
Allen,
Allen, aye.
Bates,
Bates, yes.
Berman,
Yes.
Gums. Ms. Gums.
Gums, yes.
Thank you. Juby,
Juby, I.
Caius,
Caius, yes.
Linder,
Linder, yes.
Molina,
Molina, yes.
Sanchez. Strathman,
Yes.
Surges,
Surges, yes.
Tepe,
Deppie, yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Roth.
Roth, yes.
Consent.
Okay, I have two more items. I do not want to move off consent, but I want to handle these individually. The first one is a resolution directing the use of the consumer price index increase as part of the fiscal year 2026 budget process.
Bates moves.
This is a 2.9% maximum allowable CPI increase, and it would equate to approximately $2 million a year of additional revenue. Need a motion and a second on that?
Motion.
Bates.
Bates moves.
Strathman seconds.
Strathman, are there any questions on
Burgess
this?
question.
Yes, sir.
Bill, I'm just confused. I want to handle these separately, but I don't want them off consent.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Well, it just means that I think they're important enough that we need to discuss now. Why wait till after consent? We've got them on the schedule. We can do it now.
And it is.
Oh, it's off consent.
There's two things you guys are doing at exec. You're technically approving for it to go up to county board, and then you're also deciding whether it's on exec or on consent or off consent. Before you guys were just kind of always approving these on consent, and then you'd pull them at the county board. But since you guys have changed it to this, we're kind of figuring it out as we
confusing
go here a
sometimes,
little bit.
yes.
The reason I'm having you do it this way is it separates the two out, and then you group them instead of having to read 55 of these things individually and then decide whether you're doing this, that, or the other. That way, I still want you to group them for expediency, but if you, as the person who's asking for the motion, believe, or the chair of the committee, believe it needs to be handled individually or someone else does, I would just tell you to just start doing that. It's faster, it moves through, and then there's a system in place so we aren't having people asking like, wait, where are we at?
So this is being discussed, but will be
Today.
on consent.
Correct.
Got it. Clear as mud.
All right. So that's the process. Do you have any questions, Mr. Surges, on the
What's
actual
my
resolution?
question, ma'am? No.
All right, very good. If there's no further questions on this, clerk, call the roll.
And that's for A, B, E, D, and E?
This is,
No,
this
this
is
is
G.
just for G.
Just G.
Just
Just-
G.
We've already done the other
Yeah,
ones.
that's all. Yeah.
Allen,
Allen, aye.
Bates,
Bates, yes.
Berman,
Berman, yes.
Gums,
Gums, yes.
Juby,
Juby, I.
Caius,
Caius, yes.
Linder,
Linder, yes.
Molina,
Molina, no.
Sanchez. Strathman,
Yes.
Surges,
Just no.
Pepe,
Steffi, yes.
Williams,
Williams, no.
Roth.
Roth, no.
It passes with 4 noes.
Okay, the final resolution that I want to move forward, discuss, and possibly move forward is a resolution authorizing the expense budget amount to be used for the 2026 general fund, general account budget of 124 million
Wicker one.
$99,471.
Steffi moves.
Need a motion and a second on that?
Steffi moves.
Surges seconds.
Yes,
Um,
Ms. Strathman.
Could we ask Mr. Leonard to repeat those numbers because of the, I
Sure.
couldn't hear it all because of the.
Yes.
Yes, the amount that we want to use for the 2026 general fund, general account budget is $124,099,471.
Thank you.
Okay, everybody's got that number. It is in the packet.
Yeah.
It's on page
460,
460, if anyone wants
Thank you,
to.
sir.
Yep.
All right, with no other questions on this,
What, who did the second?
Surges second.
Sturgis
Okay, thank you.
seconds, thank you. Let's call the roll.
Allen,
On I.
Bates,
Bates, yes.
Berman,
Berman, yes.
Gums. Ms. Gums. Juby,
Juby, I.
Caius,
Caius, yes.
Linder.
Linder, yes.
Gums,
Molina?
yes. So sorry. Gums, yes.
Thank you. Molina,
Molina, yes.
Sanchez. Strathman,
Yes.
Surges,
Surges, yes.
Tepe,
Steffi, yes.
Williams,
Williams, yes.
Roth.
Roth, yes.
All righty. Okay, very good, thank you. We made 2 very important decisions.
May I ask a point of order? I believe it's just a question. So when we put things off of consent, do we still vote on that issue or do we just pass it along? Because I don't think we do. What's the answer to that question?
The answer is you're doing both at all times. So what, if you move it off consent, you are moving it up to the county board to the off consent part of the agenda.
But we don't have to do yes or no on the issue itself. It's just,
You are doing yes or no on the issue itself because you're agreeing to move it up to the county board.
okay.
Are you formally approving it as the county board? No. That's the only time where I think what you're alluding to, which is, are we voting yes or no on the issue itself?
Yeah.
That's only at county board.
Okay.
Very good. And these 2 items can be pulled off consent at the county board level if you so choose.
Okay.
Yeah, at the meeting.
Which could happen. We'll see.
All righty,
Hmm.
we're good. Mr. Sturgis, your turn.
I am going to endeavor to pass 2 items onto the consent agenda that are just housekeeping items. Resolution authorizing contract extension of our workers' compensation and liability claims third-party administrator. We're staying with CCMSI and we're moving that forward. And item B would be a resolution approving the 2026 holiday schedule for Kane County. I'm motioning both to move to the consent agenda.
Roth will second.
Thank you, Mr. Roth. You're quick. I think we're going to have some other people pitch in. There's no questions on these items. Clerk, call the roll.
Allen,
On I.
Bates,
Bates, yes.
Berman,
Berman, yes.
Gums,
Gums, yes.
Juby,
Juby, I.
Caius,
Caius, yes.
Linder,
Linder, yes.
Molina,
Molina, yes.
Sanchez. Strathman,
Yes.
Surges,
Yes.
Tepe,
Steffi, yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Roth.
Roth, yes.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Well done, sir. Ms. Gums?
I am having trouble with my little button here, so I do apologize. Hi there.
You
I
are loud
would
and
like-
clear, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Before us today in legislative, we have authorization to renew the agreement for the professional government relations consulting and legislative lobbying service. This would be the first extension of 2. And it is for $120,000 per year. And I would move it.
Wait, second.
All right, I have a question for Kathleen, if I may, regarding the funding stream for this. This would be in the third paragraph for page 488. Can you, it is, I think you have shared with me and Ms. Gums as well, that it says here that the funding agreement is going to be 50,000 from the sheriff's office, 45,000 from the county board, which we have done previously, and 20,000 from the state's attorney and $5,000 from the coroner's office. I believe it's my understanding that the coroner, the sheriff, and the state's attorney are no longer contributing, doing a transfer in of that money. Is that accurate?
Madam Chair, that is correct. We had made that adjustment. It was in our a budget for 24, also for 25. That is not being changed at all.
And is that, well, we're talking about 26. So
Correct. So it will
Are they gonna
remain
do-
like, no, they're not going to be doing that. No, we had discussed this, you and I, before.
yes.
This
I just-
funding was corrected and reflected in 24, 25, and now we propose it for this to be exactly the same for 26. But
Okay,
thank you
so,
for your question.
okay, I'm just confirming that because it is in the resolution. So that's why I'm asking the question. So should that be amended?
Well, originally the resolution was supposed to have had that removed and it was added back in. So if you want to amend it, that'd be great.
Sounds like a scribbler error.
All right, so we have to, can I have a motion then to amend this resolution to reflect that the $120,000 is going to be paid by because that's in the budget that I'm presenting to you. That's. the
And it
best-
has been in the budget. Yes.
Yep. Linda would so move to make that amendment, to
Okay,
move that all
thank
into.
you.
a-
Maybe
a- a
seconds.
Okay, thank you both. We have a motion, a second to amend. Clerk, call the roll. And this would be to remove so, we're not going to put them on the line if they're not. We have to have accountability of where this money is coming from. So it would read $120,000 is going to be paying out of line item.
So Madam Chair, you're on paragraph the third whereas, correct?
Yes, sir.
Just striking the 50, moving that, striking the amounts and just increasing the county board portion.
Exactly.
Point of clarity. To the state's attorney, assistant state's attorney, if that's possible. I didn't quite hear the motion that Mr. Linder gave, but are we striking that whole paragraph? So the motion was to strike that paragraph. Doesn't that mean that it automatically, we just fix the line item at the bottom? Because that's the only place where it said where it came from. So if we strike that, we shouldn't need to add any additional language?
So if you're striking the whereas that talks about where the money comes from, where I do have a concern as to the line items, because what we're talking about is the line item descriptions, which includes state's attorney consulting, coroner, miscellaneous, contractual. I do know that Ms. Gums has been working with one of the attorneys in my staff. The changes that were made originally were not incorporated into this. So I don't know what all changes need to be made, but here's what I'll tell you. We'll make the changes before the county board meeting. So however you guys want to handle it, you can even just say, I move to amend, including of all changes as recommended by the state's attorney office. That'll take care of it. We'll put it in correctly I'm not sure why it didn't get put in for this, but we'll get it put in and then that way you'll have a clear.
I think
issue on
that
this.
correctly reflects my motion.
There it is.
There you go. Thank you very much. Okay. Does everybody understand? And I believe, I don't know that
Thank you,
budget
Mr.
number,
Linder.
but it's under consulting for the county board's budget. So that would be no longer $45,000. We would be increasing.
No,
that
ma'am,
by-
that is incorrect. So
Oh.
our budget reflects the consulting fees of
Yes,
this
it does.
already
It does.
changed for 23 or 24 and 25. So it will not change.
All right, we'll discuss this with Kathleen. Ms. Molina? Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I'm sorry, Madam Chair. I think the confusion is the resolution that was passed by the legislative committee is not the resolution in the packet. So in the legislative committee, we amended the resolution to the correct the correct resolution and it does not reflect the one that's in the packet. So I think that's where the confusion as to where the line items are coming from, that was corrected in legislative.
So, Gums here, if the state's attorney can look at that and we can present it at the county board, the correct one. Thank you, Ms. Molina.
Wonderful. Okay. All right. So we have a motion and a second to approve the amended resolution as per the adjustment by the state's attorney for the next meeting.
And the legislative
Amend it
committee.
first and then. approve
Yes.
the
Okay. So
resolution.
we have, so let's take a vote on the amendment to amend the line items.
Allen,
On I.
Bates,
Bates, yes.
Berman, Mr. Berman.
Dale, are you there?
Oh, it looks like he left. Okay. Gums,
Gums, yes.
Juby,
Should be I.
Caius,
Caius, yes.
Linder,
Linder, yes.
Molina,
Molina, yes.
Sanchez, Strathman,
Yes.
Surges,
Yes.
Tepe,
Steffi, yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Roth.
Roth, yes.
Okay, very good. Mr. Sanchez, you're next. Are you there?
Oh, we have to vote on the as
Oh,
amended.
I'm sorry. Yes. Okay. We voted on the amendment. So now can we vote on the resolution, please? To authorize the renewal of the agreement for professional government relations, slate of lobbying services.
Allen,
On I.
Bates,
Yes.
Gums,
Gums, yes.
Juby,
Should be I.
Caius,
Caius, yes.
Linder,
Linder, yes.
Molina,
Molina, yes.
Sanchez, Strathman,
Yes.
Surges,
Yes.
Tepe,
Steffi, yes.
Williams,
Williams, yes.
Roth.
Roth, yes.
All right, very good. Okay. Ms. Gums, look forward to getting the amendment. That'll be helpful. Thank you. Much appreciated.
Thank you,
and-
Madam Chair.
Absolutely. All righty, Mr. Sanchez. Mr. Roth, could you pick this up for us,
Yes.
please?
It's on page 586. Appointing resolution number TMP -25 -819, appointing an additional member to the Board of Review.
And this
I'm
is,
just trying to paraphrase, so I don't have to read the whole thing. Sorry.
okay, is there any questions on this?
It's just asking that we appoint an additional member and the chairperson of the county board may appoint a qualified member to the Board of Review to hold separate hearings on complaints so the Board of Review may complete its work in a timely manner.
I second Mr. Roth's motion to move this forward.
Thank you, Ms. Juby.
Without any questions, clerk call the roll.
Allen,
On I.
Bates,
Bates, yes.
Gums,
Gums, yes.
Juby,
Should be I.
Caius,
Caius, yes.
Linder,
Linder, yes.
Molina,
Molina, yes.
Sanchez, it looks like he left. Strathman,
Yes.
Surges,
Yes.
Tepe,
Steffi, yes.
Williams, Roth.
Roth, yes.
One no.
Okay, very good. All right, thank you very much, Mr. Roth. Mr. Tepe?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'd like to move items A, B, and C together. Item A is a resolution amending resolution number 24-336, approving an agreement with V3 Companies Limited of Woodridge, Illinois, for on-call environmental engineering services, Kane County Section Number 24-00480-02-SM. There was a Scrivener's error in the company's name. B, a resolution amending.
What is that error? Can you correct that?
Scrivener's error in the company's name.
And what is it, in the word company?
No, the name of
companies,
the company.
a single
Company's
company.
name. Item B, a resolution amending resolution 25-210, approving amendment number 1 to the Phase 1 Engineering Services Agreement with Crawford, Murphy, and Tilly, Inc. of Aurora, Illinois for Dalberman Road, Meredith Road realignment, Kane County, section number 20-00526-00-ES. That in addition was a scrivener's error in the company's name. And item C is a resolution approving adopt a highway applicants. There are 4 renewals for that. So I will move all 3 and ask for a second.
Roth will second.
I heard Mr. Williams first.
Discussion, no.
That's fine.
Roll call,
Ms. Williams
please.
can have.
Allen,
On, aye.
Bates,
Bates, yes.
Gums,
Gums, yes.
Juby,
Juby, I.
Caius,
Caius, yes.
Linder,
Linder, yes.
Molina,
Molina, yes.
Strathman,
Yes.
Surges. I'm sorry, Tepe,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Roth.
Roth, yes.
Okay, thank you. Item D is a resolution approving a supplemental appropriation for Plank Road Highway Safety Improvement Project from Engel Road to Wahan Road, Kane County, section number 19-00524-00-SP. This is for an additional $362,415.64. It is a revision by the state of the state estimate for this project. And this would come out of the motor fuel tax amount. I move this and ask for a second.
Linder seconds.
Thank you, Mr. Linder. Any questions? None. Clerk, call the roll.
Allen,
Allen, aye.
Bates,
Bates, yes.
Gums,
Gums, yes.
Juby,
Juby, I.
Caius,
Caius, yes.
Linder,
Linder, yes.
Molina,
Molina, yes.
Strathman,
Yes.
Surges.
Yes.
Tepe,
Happy yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Roth.
Roth, yes.
Thank you. Item number E is a resolution approving acquisition of real property for Randall Road at Big Timber Road intersection improvement, Kane County, section number 19-00369-01-CH, parcel number 004 and 004TE. This is for the amount of $86,100 and was budgeted. I move this item and ask for a second.
Linder
Caius.
seconds.
All right, no questions. Clerk, call the roll.
Allen,
Aye.
Bates,
Bates, yes.
Gums,
Gums, yes.
Juby,
Juby, I.
Caius,
Caius, yes.
Linder,
Linder, yes.
Molina,
Molina, yes.
Strathman,
Yes.
Surges,
Yes.
Tepe,
Happy yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Roth.
Roth, yes.
Okay, very good.
F is a resolution approving acquisition of real property easements for Kirk Road over Union Pacific Railroad Company, UPRR, tracks, Geneva, Illinois, Kane County, section number 12-00192-04-BR, parcel number 004PE and 004TE in the amount of $20,000. This was budgeted. I move this item and ask for a second.
Linder
Bates,
seconds.
Who was it? I heard Linder.
I'll give it to Ms. Bates.
Oh, please.
Allen,
Allen, aye.
Bates,
Bates, yes.
Gums,
Gums, yes.
Juby,
Juby, I.
Caius,
Caius, yes.
Linder,
Linder, yes.
Molina,
Molina, yes.
Strathman,
Yes.
Surges,
Surges, yes.
Tepe,
Happy yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Roth.
Roth, yes.
Very
Thank you,
good.
Madam Chair.
Thank you, sir. That's completed with transportation. I have a request. We're now to our end of consent agenda to move item number H, the ordinance, to the head of the pack.
Madam Chair, before we leave transportation, if Mike is in the audience, on the Randall Road Big Timber, We're just purchasing, are we putting in an extra turn lane? What are we trying to achieve there? Is that part of the Randall I-90 project? Is that?
No. No, it's a separate project. It'll butt up to it, but it's a separate project. We're adding dual lefts on Randall, if I remember right, and we're realigning Big Timber slightly coming in on each side of Randall.
Okay. Okay. Interestingly, the bridge going over the train tracks there to get here this morning was constricted. Just like
Because they're doing
holy-
striping. or
getting over that
doing-
bridge was a bit tough today. So thank you, Mike.
Only thing worse was going the other way.
Yeah.
You see that? Hmm.
Unbelievable.
Oh, but if you've gone up 25 towards Elgin lately, oh, good grief. That is a tough ride with traffic.
Really?
So, all right, so now, let's get back. I would have a request to move number H, to the head of the consent agenda. So may I have a motion and second to discuss this ordinance? Mr. Tepe, you brought this forward.
Madam Chair, this is no longer required. We have no changes to submit for this.
All righty, so you want to remove it
Yes. We
and
want to
delete
remove
it?
If no one moves it, it dies.
Okay,
For
so
lack of a motion.
anybody want to move this thing? No? Okay, very good. It is put to sleep. Thank you very much. Okay. All right, we are back now to the start of our consent agenda. Mr. Roth, I will give you that opportunity.
Okay, that's fine. The first one is on page 630. It's a personal expense voucher in the amount of $22.92. Of course, on that page, they don't say who it's for. For Ms. Bates. I'll make a motion if I could get a second.
Williams seconds.
Thank you, Mr. Williams. Any questions on her luxurious meal? With not, then call the roll, please.
Allen.
Aye.
Bates.
Bates abstain.
Grams, yes.
Gums. Thank you. Juby.
Juby, I.
Tyus.
Yes.
Lewis. Sorry, Linder.
Linder, yes.
Molina.
Molina, yes.
Strathman,
Yes.
Surges,
Yes.
Tepe,
Deputy, yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Roth.
Roth, yes. Okay, the next one is on page 695, personal expense voucher in the amount of $496.22. And it is for, I'm not seeing a name here about it.
Wait a minute, I've got them off order. What happened to? wait a minute.
Yeah, I'm not seeing a name in the voucher.
Believe it's Miss Gums.
Okay, Miss Gums.
Or Miss Lewis.
I'll make a motion.
No,
if
it's
I-
not, it's not me.
Okay, sorry, Miss Gums.
This is mine.
Okay. So for Madam Chair, I'll make a motion if I could get a second, please.
Bates seconds.
What point of order? I'm sorry. What resolution is this referring to then? Because
Oh, okay, I can go, hang on.
this
let me-
TMP 25845. Okay, thank you.
No, 847.
I think he's.
847, sorry, I'll read it.
I think we skipped
Skip
one.
one?
That's why I was confused.
Skip one.
Agreed, agreed.
We skipped one.
Oh, you did, all right, I
So why- But
apologize.
we've got 847 on the floor, so why don't we?
Yeah, why don't we
continue?
finish and I'll go back?
Okay, so
I apologize. Okay,
847.
for amount of $496.22. And it's for Madam Chair. I make a motion, if I get a second.
Oh, sorry, go ahead. I
Allen,
thought we
aye.
had Roth and Bates.
Yeah, we did.
Okay,
Allen, aye.
thank you. Bates,
Yes.
Gums,
Gums, yes.
Juby,
Juby, I.
Caius,
Yes.
Linder,
Linder, yes.
Molina,
Molina, yes.
Strathman,
Yes.
Surges,
Yes.
Tepe,
Deputy, yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Roth.
Roth, yes. All right, we're going back to the prior one I skipped over. I apologize for that. It's on page 636. It's resolution number TMP -25-845 in the amount of $3,572. And that is for, I believe it's Ms. Gums. Am I correct?
It's me.
Who is me?
Gums.
Okay, thank you. All right, it's for Ms. Gums. Or we could say it's for me. Okay.
We have a
All right, I'll
motion.
make a motion if I get a second.
Strathman will second.
Thank you, Ms. Strathman. Any questions? Hearing none, clerk call the roll. And Ms. Gums, you have to abstain.
Allen,
Ellen, I.
Bates,
Bates, yes.
Gums.
Abstain.
Thank you. Juby,
Juby, aye.
Caius,
Caius, yes.
Linder,
Linder, yes.
Molina,
Molina, yes.
Strathman,
Yes.
Surges,
Yes.
Tepe,
Duffy, yes.
Williams, Roth.
Roth, yes. Okay, the next one is on page,
Item D.
yes, item D, page 711. Resolution number TMP -25-788 in the amount of $471.20. Is for
Mr. Pennis.
Mr. Pennis's. Yeah, I'll make a motion if I get a second.
How much was it?
$471.20.
Williams seconds.
Thank you, Mr. Williams. Any discussion?
Hearing none, clerk call the roll.
Allen,
Ellen, I.
Bates,
Bates, yes.
Gums,
Gums, yes.
Juby,
Juby, aye.
Caius,
Caius, yes.
Linder,
Yes.
Molina,
Molina, yes.
Strathman,
Yes.
Surges,
Yes.
Tepe,
Duffy, yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Roth.
Roth, yes.
There was a question about where this expense came from. This was the Illinois Economic Development Council that was in Peoria. Okay, so he attended.
Actually, Madam Chair, my question on these is, while I don't have any singular conversation on an expense voucher, I am looking for a total that was budgeted for this and where we're at on that total, if we're beyond what we had budgeted for this or not.
For this year?
Well, if it's being asked for out of this year's budget, then
It
yes.
is. It
Are-
is.
Are we beyond our budget?
No, not at this point, no.
Madam Chair.
Yes. Yes,
I
ma'am.
would find it very helpful if we had the names in the, who we're reimbursing. Is
As
that,
part of the resolution?
yes,
Yeah, because
I
you
think
gotta go down.
just for
we
clarity.
can make a note of that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's better. Okay, we can do
Thank you.
that. Sure. Okay,
Madam
did we
Chair,
ta- Yes.
does it matter?
No.
It
it's
makes
just-
it pops it out. I'm having to look through multiple pages.
I
to find
just
the
think for
name.
clarity and, you know, I just like to know what members of our board are being engaged in outside activities. That's all.
Okay.
All right.
All
Next.
right, the next is a proclamation,
No.
letter
Did we get
DE.
through, wait a minute, we got through D, right?
Yeah, we're through D.
All right, very good. Okay, just catching up. All right.
Okay, that's fine. So we're on letter E, and it's a resolution TMP -25-918. It's a proclamation proclaiming August 2025 as National Emergency Management Awareness Month. I'll make a motion if I get a second.
Caius would second.
Any discussion?
And hearing none, clerk call the roll.
Allen,
Madam Chair?
Oh, wait a minute, hold on. Who's that? Miss Molina?
Yes, no discussion, just, I guess the question, this will be placed on, under chair comments and not off consent, correct?
That's correct.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Molina, for that question.
Okay. Call roll.
Allen,
Ellen, I.
Bates,
Bates, yes.
Gums,
Gums, yes.
Juby,
Juby, aye.
Caius,
Yes.
Linder,
Linder, yes.
Molina,
Molina, yes.
Strathman,
Yes.
Surges,
Yes.
Tepe. Right, Williams,
Yes.
Roth.
Roth, yes. Okay, letter F. Resolution TMP -25-919, a proclamation honoring Kane County's ace holder for his courage and quick thinking in an emergency. That's on page 723. I'll make a motion. I can get a second.
Williams seconds.
Thank you, Mr. Williams. Any discussion?
Clerk, call the roll.
Thank you.
Alan, I.
Bates,
Yes.
Gums,
Gums, yes.
Juby,
Should be aye.
Caius,
Caius, yes.
Linder,
Linder, yes.
Molina,
Molina, yes.
Strathman,
Yes.
Surges,
Yes.
Tepe,
Steffi, yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Roth.
Yes. Okay, the next one, letter G, resolution TMP 25 926, a proclamation honoring Nathan Muntz and Landon Whiteman for their courageous action to assist with an arrest. It's on page 725. Any questions? I'll make a motion. I can get a second, please.
Strathman will second.
Thank you, Ms. Stratton. Any discussion? Okay.
Clerk,
hearing
call the roll,
none.
please.
Allen,
Alan, I.
Bates,
Bates, yes.
Gums,
Gums, yes.
Juby,
Should be aye.
Caius,
Caius, yes.
Linder,
Linder, yes.
Molina,
Molina, yes.
Strathman,
Strathman, yes.
Surges,
Yes.
Tepe,
Steffi, yes.
Williams.
Yes.
Roth.
Roth, yes. And then H, did we remove it completely?
Yes. it's
Okay,
gone.
I just
Yeah, well,
clarified that.
It doesn't exist.
Okay.
All
Well,
right, that does complete the end of our consent agenda. So I believe we're going to executive session. Is that correct, sir?
Yes.
All
Williams
right.
moves to go into closed session for the review of closed session minutes.
Caius, second.
Thank you. Call the roll, go into closed session.
Allen,
Alan, I.
Bates,
Bates, yes.
Gums,
Gums, yes.
Juby,
Should be aye.
Caius,
Caius, yes.
Linder,
Linder, yes.
Molina,
Molina, yes.
Strathman,
Yes.
Surges,
Yes.
Tepe,
Steffi, yes.
Williams.
Yes.
Roth.
Roth, yes.
Okay, we're now going into closed session. Everybody, all the members can leave, please.
All right, everybody online that's joining us in the closed session, please accept your invites. I will let you know when we're all together in the closed session.
Shades. Mr. Frank, can you do a favor and shut the shades, please? Forget it. You were too slow.
No, that's just.
Thank you.
It's one job. I'll wait till he's over.
If only.
I'm missing two people that are in the room. One person that's in the room needs to join the session.
Come on.
Yeah, yeah. Who's the cheapskate in the crowd? But the same thing goes for zoning when there's no objective.
Yeah. He's got.
Is there anybody here online hearing my voice that feels they should be in the closed session?
Uh-huh.
I'm still getting two for the first.
No, I'm getting.
Thank you.
But these are in good shape.
I can throw away the one plain mug I have that has the handle right now.
All right, you are in open session.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back in open session. Clerk, call the roll.
Allen,
Present.
Bates here.
Berman, Gums,
Gums here.
Juby,
Should be here.
Caius,
Caius present.
Lewis, Linder,
Linda here.
Molina,
Molina present.
Sanchez, Strathman,
Strathman present.
Surges, Pepe,
Steppy here.
Williams, Roth, Huron.
Yes, here as well.
Your turn.
All right, please, may I please have a motion and a second to approve the release of closed session minutes as exhibited in item A.
This would move.
Linda seconds.
Okay, clerk, call the roll.
Allen,
Allen, I.
Bates,
Bates, yes.
Gums,
Gums, yes.
Juby,
Should be aye.
Caius,
Caius, yes.
Linder,
Linda, yes.
Molina,
Molina, yes.
Strathman,
Yes.
Surges,
Yes.
Tepe,
Steppy, yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Roth.
Roth, yes.
Right, very good. Okay, we are now on to the presentation of my comments, which simply includes the review of the budget proposed for next year. I don't think this should take too long, but please ask questions if so needed. Could you pull that up for us? Do you have? There's the cover page, and then there's two other pages. Three, are there three? Okay. Okay, that's page one. All righty. Is that the very, no, go back to the first page and then the next one. Next page. There we go, revenues. So here's liquor license. Did not include 25 because 25 is not relevant since we're going back. We just approved. So I'm just doing comparables till 24. If you'd like to see 25, I can add that in at a separate time. But so you know what I'm doing and the reason why, because we're going back to 24. So I thought that'd be the best for clarity, the best take a look. And we're halfway through 25. So we would only do budget projections. So the liquor license, we have seen an increase potentially for next year. Actual is 106,150. Gathering permits, 6,350. I did ask Jane, she said we are down this year so far for our gathering permits. I'm not sure why people are not having outside parties. I mean, it's really, we have no control or authority of this. This is just people getting together with big groups.
Madam Chair, I'm
yes.
sorry to interrupt. I don't see this online. Is this supposed to be?
Separate attachment.
But even I'm on,
It was sent out to you on Monday.
It's out on the website.
So on the calendar page.
yeah, I saw that. I'm just looking at the program that's being sent out online. Well, okay. Got it.
Okay.
I'll go to my file.
All right, thank you. So there's hopefully an increase in the liquor license permits because we have several that are open, but that is yet to be determined, of course, of opening up new restaurants or bars. Expenses, salaries have remained pretty stationary. 11,000 increase we're projecting. That includes some of the cost of living increases, et cetera, and a shift from the salaries from 824 because we replaced one of our employees who had more experience at a higher wage with somebody who's just starting. So there was a slight adjustment with that. Contractual services we just talked about, that now includes a variety of different items, and that includes I have the budget detail in front of me, which I believe was sent to you as well. The Sterling codifiers is a set cost that's $4,350. That if there's any changes, state statute, et cetera, that goes into online and paper copy, which we do receive. So that's that service that needs to happen. Promotions, I put in $1,000. That is a flexible account in case the PIO needs to promote something that's going on here in the county via social media, newspaper ad. It's just some money, just to have just in case. Professional assistance is very much the same way. In case we need just a reference point, an outside agency as a modest amount of $1,000 to give advice for whatever reason that may be. Then we have our strategic plan. Now, this was new. This is going to be added up into both some of this year. I don't have the allocation for this year payout for 25 and next year, but you did allocate this. This is $100,000 that the board voted on. So that had to be included in the contractual payments. And then the lobbyist, which you have just approved. And we just talked about that the transfer in of the other monies will be coming solely out. It's the money transfer will be coming out of the county board budget. So we'll include that and that'll be coming out of the general fund instead of distributed out to an example, the coroner who's reimbursing us. So that'll just be coming strictly out of our budget. So that's why that expense line has gone up. Commodities, again, commodities stuff has going up slightly. And we have no control of that. We do have enough pencils and paper clips. I can guarantee you that upstairs. So that's not going to be necessarily the case, but it can be for inkjet and for laser ink for our printers as well. So the difference between 24, and I did my yeoman's best to make sure we match the requested $1,209,756 request. We're slightly over. And that is, if you take a look, those are two allocations that were given to this committee through your vote. So I cannot remove those. The 120,000, which the board will approve, and the $100,000, which you've already approved. So we can possibly, and this is to be determined, ask if the $100,000 can be moved to riverboat funding, which would then reduce that allocation to $12,000 over, which is very, very modest, I believe. But that is yet to be determined. I do not want to count that in until the riverboat committee actually takes that vote and approves it. So it'll be up to the riverboat committee and then the board approval to accept that. So I don't like to count on money that I burden the hand, So yes, Ms.
I have a
Juby.
question. I am trying desperately to find the actual budget that you sent us. All I have is the PowerPoint. I can't seem to find it anywhere, but I do recall that you had included money in there for an internship program.
That again, for riverboat funding,
So-
that is correct.
Can you tell me where that was given to us? Because I can't find it.
That Jane sent that out on Monday.
Does anybody else here have it?
Yes.
Could you send it to me? Because I can't find it.
So the two expenses that I have included in this budget that, because I needed to include them and they're, again, they can be removed if the riverboat money, if the riverboat committee does not approve those funds. And I have little asterisks on both of them in the budget that I sent to you, is the internship of $30,000. And that has to be approved by the riverboat committee. And the second one is the $100,000 for the strategic plan. So that allocation would go for this year, reimbursed for this year's expenses, and then moving forward to next year as well, I believe. Okay.
We did send it just now.
I did not get it either.
I don't see, I see the,
Yeah.
the county board,
Solar.
All right, Jane, I'm positive that Jane did send it out. And I will have her, if Savannah will write a quick note to her to resend it out for you.
And I did get it, so I'm not sure
I
why
think I
some
got
people
it.
didn't. I did.
County board budget.
this is not the PowerPoint?
It was,
was-
You're
that
talking about a,
It was an email. It was an Excel spreadsheet
8-4.
an Excel. Yeah, I don't have it either.
that was sent out Monday, definitely Monday afternoon. Yes, sir.
Just,
It was
and
sent
this-
to Chris Caius
Did you got it? Okay.
on 8-4.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Jane.
8-4, Jane Talich sent it out to,
Mm.
well, Chris is, Leslie's on here.
Says
It
Monday.
went out to the executive committee. Mr. Sturgis, you had a
Yeah,
question?
I'll review the item. I'm just curious on the contractual services, but if that has just made its way through, I'll review that. But in the liquor licenses, by what mechanism, how does that liquor proceeds, revenues, if you will, go to the board budget and not to the general fund budget? And is that something that we've approved in the past, or how does that work?
That's an excellent question. It's Kathleen has left. I know it's it's in our control. And we do keep.
Oh, I
track.
don't doubt it. I'm just wondering how,
Mr. Frank, can you answer that question? Because I cannot.
What is the specific question?
The liquor license revenue and the gathering permits, where does that money go into?
Oh, I have no idea.
All right, let's
Um,
get back to that and we'll answer that question for you, Mr. Sturgis, next week on Tuesday.
Thank you.
Okay, so we know. Yes.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I think it's extremely important that the board adhere to this structure that the Finance Committee has recommended, and that's in our promotion, that we do not go over the budgeted amount. We
Okay,
need to stay within the budgeted amount, and I won't vote for any budget from the county board that doesn't do that.
so then what we'll have to do, if that is the recommendation, then I would, of course, trying to do everything I can. It'll be definitely the $100,000 can be removed from that if you've already approved the contract. This board has already approved that contract, so we are already liable for this. It's been signed. They are currently working with the strategic plan. I can't erase that. I have no salaries I can reduce it from. We have a very small staff. I can't reduce expenditures for healthcare for all of you and for staff. I can't reduce FICA. Cannot do that, nor we're giving some money towards pension funds. Can't do that either. So I can possibly move it out of commodities, but that's $12,000 removed from commodities, meaning that we have $1,000 left in commodities. Yes, sir.
I'm trying to understand. The lobbyist contract last year, we had 3 electeds contribute to that. So then that shouldn't be we should have an allowance in the board budget for that contract. And there should be a reduction in the allowances in those 3 elected places.
In the other,
Yeah, I mean,
yes,
you-
absolutely.
Yeah, so your addition here shouldn't be 120,000. It should only be whatever.
45,000 is
45.
what we had previously.
Okay.
That's correct.
Okay,
But not
so-
going forward.
Right. But then that shouldn't count against that. You should have an allowance for those other amounts in your this year, because somebody else should have less in there this year, in the coming year.
So they took the money out of remember, we have separate silos of budgets, and I totally understand what you're saying. The money has not been, that money that was allocated to them for going back to 24. So they've got their budget, right? And they said, we'll help you out. And we'll be using them. So we're going to transfer that over, and we're going to do it for 2 years for you. This year, they have shared with us that they're no longer interested
Speaker,
in doing that.
Microphone, madam.
they're no longer in doing that, no interested in doing that. So that money goes in their budget and we have no authority to move that money out of their budgets back into the county board's budget. So the county board, moving forward with this contract, which has not yet been approved, has one more step to get it approved. And we all find great value in having a lobbyist. There's no question of that at all. And I'm sure next item up, Michelle Gumps is going to share some updates, which you've already heard from legislative, that that money gets totally transferred. That's our responsibility now, the board's responsibility. It's not a shared responsibility. Does that make sense to you, Mr. Linder?
Well, it makes sense and it doesn't. I mean, you're then starting with a year in which you didn't have those expenses and comparing it to a year in which you will have those expenses and saying, oh my gosh, your budget, you're way over.
Well, but if
we're going to have that argument all over the county. The more I look at the wisdom of this budget process, the more confused it gets. You know, the increase from 24 to 25 was not a flat percentage increase to each budget line, but rather it was budgets that were approved. Some went way up and some stayed pretty much similar. Now we're going back to 24. Those places that went up last year, maybe because they filled a vacancy, maybe because they started another service, whatever reason, their budgets went up, are going to take a big hit if we do this. And we're going to have other departments that, you know, their budget only went up $6,000 last year, whatever. They didn't have any additions or big things. And they're going to be kind of okay because they'll just be able to fiddle around with it. But we're going to have some big holes for the places that had major increases from 24 to 25, and we tell them they got to go back to 24. That's going to be a problem. We'd have been better off saying we want to do 24 as a total, but then come up with a kind of a pro rata thing for everybody. I'm not on the finance committee. I've been following this for the last couple of meetings more closely, and it doesn't make sense to me that this will work, but that's my opinion.
This is because the executive committee's budget is the test pilot, should I say, the first one up. So this is going to be presented to you, and I hear what you're saying, Mr. Linder. So I would think that the total goal would be to take a look at the total actual budget of the entire, what is 124 million plus change, to when we start aggregating all the budgets to make sure that we stay as close as humanly possible into that 124 million, knowing that in this case, if again, the riverboat funds approve the $100,000 for the strategic plan, that this budget is going to be $12,000 over from 24. Yes, sir.
So, and again, I apologize because this just made it to me. So is the 30,000, I have just three, is the 30,000 internship in that screen?
It's in the total amount. Yes, sir.
Okay, but that potential riverboat, and then you just answered the 100,000 strategic plan could be in riverboat. My final question was, in this, I'm trying to track salaries, which in the screen that was just emailed year over year seems to be the same at board, and specifically looking at the board member line and the chairman line.
Those are exactly the same.
Okay. And I'm not trying to make a statement, but there was a raise that was voted. Is that already in the 24 to the, and then the 26? Is that factored in? Have we rolled that off?
Okay, so in 26, there are no increases in raises. 25, there were increases, but not in 26. We have held that line flat.
So I'm just confused. Okay, so if in 25 there was an increase, this is showing me a 24 budget and a 26 budget.
Correct.
But there was an increase in there, but the line items are the same. How did they, it's not on that one, it's on this one from Jane.
About the board increase?
Yeah, the board increases.
That's not
Okay.
till 27.
Okay, so we've
Got
got,
it. That answers that.
There you
okay,
go.
If that's not till 27, then I totally get why it
Selection.
would be in.
You
in
got
fact,
it.
26.
oh, the board, yes, no, not yet, not yet. Everything, the board's going to remain,
God bless
remains
you.
exactly the same.
God bless you.
God bless you. But there are expenses that all employees here at the county are going to, we're going to have go up and,
Got it. And I apologize. That wasn't meant,
Insurance and all
that
of
wasn't
that
the
stuff.
torpedo.
Yeah.
I
No, no.
just got this and I'm just like, okay, didn't
focused.
regurgitate this at all yet. So
Please not
Oh,
here.
okay,
thank you, sir.
okay. All right, Ms. Juby, yes, ma'am.
So if we remove the strategic plan, we're assigning it to someone else. And we
No,
remove
the strategic plan is not being
We're not-
assigned to somebody else.
we're
It's
not
just gonna be
assigning it to
reimbursed.
riverboat funds.
It can be, yes, there is a grant that's going to be application
Okay.
that's going to be sent to Riverboat
So
Funds for
then,
this.
then perhaps I should reframe my comment. My comment is, I would like to see this budget removing the strategic plan from the general fund, removing the internship, and reducing the conferences and meetings of the chair and the board members to make up the difference if you're not willing to consider cutting someone's salary or if you're not willing to take someone to part-time. Those are the three areas I would like to see that happen.
All right, so you would like to, and that would have, now
That's the only way the numbers add up.
all right, so what we're going to have to do we can move the 130,000 and find an additional funding stream. for
I'm not
that.
suggesting removing the internship program to put it somewhere else. I'm suggesting striking it. We cannot afford to have that in any of our budgets.
But if it's funded through Riverboat money?
I will still vote no for it. I do not believe the timing is right for us to be doing paid internships. When we're asking people to reduce, people who've worked for the county for a long time, and now we're bringing in an internship. I understand the value of internships. I also understand the value of timing, and I understand the value of optics. So wherever that shows up will be a no vote for me, but specifically in this budget, which is a budget that we have control over because it's the county board budget, I would like it removed completely.
All right, so that is up to the understanding of the Riverboat Committee. If the Riverboat Committee does not fund that item, because it is the jurisdiction of the Riverboat Committee to make that decision on how to use those funds. If they say no to that, that indeed will happen. That indeed will happen. So I would like to move forward with that opportunity to let the Riverboat Committee do its due diligence and make that decision.
Do
whether
we
or
vote
not-
on the Riverboat Committee? Do we vote on does the full county board vote on the
That's,
Riverboat?
I would say that, yes, the Riverboat Committee makes suggestions and
Mhm.
passes our suggestions on to executive, which is a subcommittee of.
That's correct.
Then the executive has the vote on that and then the full board.
That's
The
correct.
Riverboat Committee doesn't decide what
Well,
gets
makes
paid
the
or what. but-
suggestions.
Right, so if the budget works out that way, but the board and the executive committee can change it at any time.
Absolutely, absolutely. So let that.
So I think that's a misstatement to say that we're going to do our due diligence and things like that. We will provide information and a suggestion and hopefully the logic behind it.
Okay, so if we can, I hear you, and that's why I put the asterisk towards both. And if we can play that out, because then money would be transferred in to fully pay for that. But I have included that in the budget, so I can reduce that, but I can add it back in.
My suggestion would be you reduce it.
So
And
if
you
I
remove
reduce it, then
from
we're
the
down to
budget that we're talking about.
92,000. If to add up the $16,000 for the opportunities for travel expenses, that has been approved previously by the board. So we would have, this certainly for 25. So if by resolution, you would like to alter that and amend that, that would have to be per resolution to change that as well.
But that's only $5,000. Because if we're taking the $100,000 out from the strategic plan and paying for it somewhere else, we're removing the 30,000 from the riverboat. That's 130,000.
Okay, no, okay, can I just stop you for a second, please? The $100,000 has already been pre-approved. That contract is done.
So it looks like
that-
we're gonna have
that
to
is-
cut a
we have-
person.
We have an obligation for that, so it can't be removed. It can be, the funding for that can be amended to put into riverboat money again for your approval. Goes to the riverboat committee. They can say yay or nay, but irregardless, unless we can find a way to eliminate the cost for the strategic plan to break the contract, we're obligated for that amount of money.
So this is where these difficult conversations happen. That $100,000 is the same as a person. So if we cannot find another form of payment for this, we're looking at a person, because we cannot reduce chairman and board member down to nothing, because we now need professional development and need to go to conferences. So that's the only other place this can come from. We've talked about the lobbyist, which is a convenient number. However, the lobbyist brings us money. So that would be very foolish for us to cut that. So if we cannot find $100,000 for the strategic plan, you should bring us a salary reduction of that, unless you can find it somewhere else in here. That's the only way we're going to make this up. And I heard Mr. Tepe loud and clear. We have to set the tone here. So here's where the difficult conversations happen. Doesn't matter how we got here. $100,000 either has to be found someplace else. We have to look at what it's going to cost us to break the contract, or we have to find a salary that will match that.
And Kathleen left, and I was going to ask her this question. She has allocated, I have the full $100,000 in here in another budget that she put together, which is, this is from her budget, that there is an allocation from 25, which money is available. For some of that money, exact amount of money will be put into the 25 budget. I don't know what that allocation is. I honestly don't, because she just did it on Tuesday. Late Monday, I believe she did it. And I have not had the opportunity to ask her. So part of the money is going to be paid for out of the 25 budget for the lobbyist. And the remaining, it is budgeted for 26, because it's going to be rolling over to 2 years. 25
So
budget
these
year,
aren't accurate
26.
numbers for us?
So these numbers are true, but I don't know what the $100,000 allocation, the
Sounds
split
like we have some
between the two.
homework to do on.
Just the
That's why
$100,000.
we asked for this 48 in advance, because anyhow, I do have.
I got it 10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
So the $100,000, and that, she should have sent that out. This was, you have,
Yeah, well, we'll look
Just
at
so I
it together. No,
but,
Madam Chair, if I can,
but I hear, Ms. Juby, I hear what you're saying. I totally hear it.
I just want to, Leslie, you brought up the notion of the internships, and I'll speak for Ms. Lewis on this. We just brought up to Madam Chair the other day that Anita and I, through a committee, were asked to dive into this a little bit. And while we have an internship policy and program already in play, we unfortunately, as you dig into things, have stumbled and bumbled a bit on the inconsistencies that we have. Again, this comes down to departments versus offices, if you will, and how the elected offices are handling internship programs, which may not, in fact, be the best way to handle them. And it came down to volunteer versus stipend versus pay. And we will get into that at a different committee and dive in deeper. But holy cow, we can take the simplest thing like vanilla ice cream and debate on what ingredients, I didn't like that egg. I wanted that egg, whatever. And it was a little bit deeper than we thought, and then got into the notion of if a volunteer was with us, and does our workers' compensation policy actually handle a volunteer, but it just, the onion, the banana, whatever analogy you want to use, just kept peeling. And we did bring this to Madam Chair's attention, and Anita and I, again, one of those tasks where no good deed goes unpunished. And we just felt like we were in quicksand, but we will resurrect that. And I understand, I'm not throwing a life preserver out. I'm just saying, hey, listen,
If we're gonna do
sometimes putting these budgets together are really tough to do when the information we have isn't concrete. And we're working on that to the best of our ability. And I think we agreed that 30,000 was just a figure that it was a placeholder.
Mhm.
And am I accurate in
That's
that?
accurate.
Okay.
That is absolutely accurate.
Okay, but we're working on it, and we'll continue to hit our head against the wall and
We have to make
pull
sure
John
that
Frank into it.
it
and stuff
meets
like
the standard of current HR policies and requirements for paying people or not paying people. And the student can do it. Is the student being insured by the university or the college or the high school? There's a whole variety of factors when you're working with internships. Are they an adult intern who's?
that. I just wanted to let you know,
The rabbit
sometimes
hole.
it's not as easy as just throwing a figure out there. So
Oh, where in this PowerPoint presentation is the $30,000 for the internships?
It's in the budget detail that Jane sent out on Monday.
I don't think we got that.
Okay, I don't think
got
I got that.
We also got this.
Scroll down.
It's there.
That's just,
It came as a separate attachment.
just came.
Okay.
Mitch, did you not get it?
Let me check.
I was not on the distribution list. So, but Cheryl passed it on.
Okay, thank you. Good.
yeah, we do that deliberately.
No, the only attachment I received was the PowerPoint.
Don't take.
I didn't receive anything just now. Is Jane sending it again?
I think she sent it already.
The Excel file on mine came on Monday,
And if-
2:46 PM.
And
That's-
then again on Wednesday, August 6th at 11:05 a.m.
She just sent it at 11:04 and your name's on there. So
But I had to scroll down.
See
Oh,
if
so I've got
they-
3 of them now.
I'm gonna edit Mavis's contact.
All right, maybe you
I
can
did
share.
get
it.
the
Do you have it?
Excel.
And again, we need to check these because I was in a distribution list the other day with John Gripes
Okay,
and his
it just
email
came
was wrong.
through. Jane's
He
came
wasn't
through
getting
and
it, so-
Leslie's. Thank you.
Oh, there ain't.
Okay, so what I'd like is somebody can get a hold of Kathleen
I texted her
Hopkinson,
to come
because
back.
I'd like to know what the distribution is for the strategic plan. How are we breaking that up into 2 components? Can you?
I texted her, but I'll call her.
Thank you. Because that should be a pretty easy question to ask. That would answer Ms. Juby's question.
She's not answering.
All right, so there's going to, yeah. So how do you want to move forward? I have a question for the distribution of the lobbyist. No, I'm sorry, for the strategic plan between the 2 years breakout. And $100,000, we know $30,000 is as was mentioned, is a placeholder. And it will be presented as an opportunity for the riverboat funds to, there she is, to review. Kathleen, can you give us, hi, thank you for coming back. There's been a question Ms. Juby asked, and that I also would like to know the answer to. Do you remember when we were talking about the strategic plan and some allocation is going into this year's budget and some allocation is going to next year's budget? You made that adjustment for us. How much is in this year's budget, because they are working, versus next year's budget?
So the entire contract with Barry Dunn is 127,500, which is in that note there.
Mhm.
And when the board office budget was being put together, and we all met to talk about the status of the strategic plan and how it's
taken longer to get started than we thought, that we didn't know if it would, where we would be by November 30th. And since it's possible that only half of the work or less than half of the work would be done in fiscal 2025, we should rebudget a portion in 2026.
Okay, and do we know what that number is? That's the question.
It's 100, it's in that note, included in the 2026 budget for contractual consulting services is 100,000 for the strategic plan
26.
of that
Oh, okay, very
127.
good.
Yeah, I
Very
mean,
good.
it's a moving target. If Barry Dunn is able to move quickly and get everything done, then that item won't be needed in next year's budget. But
Okay.
this is how a lot of consulting projects are budgeted throughout the county, especially for multi-year consulting projects. If you're not sure you're going to finish in 1 year, you will rebudget a portion or all of it for a subsequent year.
Okay. All right, so that does answer that question then. And,
Madam Chair, I think.
Hold on a second. The other question is that because there is a concern that we continue to allocate the funds towards 24, is there an out clause for this contract? Can we cancel this contract?
I don't have the contract in front of me, so I can't give an accurate answer.
There is not
for
a
that.
single contract that the county enters into that they cannot exit because of state law.
Okay, very good. That's what I thought. I just want that confirmation. So that, Ms. Juby, that is an opportunity.
I'm just looking to make up the difference of the $152,000. And to me, those are the only things that look like we have control unless you want to go to a person, and I don't want to go to a person. So I'm not trying to be difficult about this, but it's math. And, if we're going to have everybody else do it and we're going to have them go to committee, the whole purpose of the committee is to push back hard on the person who is submitting the budget. So that's all I'm trying to do. So if we can identify that $100,000 and we can take the 30,000 out of the internship, and then we can take 5,000 out of the conferences and meetings, we have met our obligation and we have not managed to fire anybody. So I think to me, that is the best we can do in a really bad situation.
All right, so I'm going to, so as the asterisk shows, I'm going to ask for additional revenue be transferred in pending approval or recommendation of the riverboat funds to come to this committee for their approval, which will increase our revenue for this, to pay for the strategic plan. So we don't have to worry about eliminating that. And because we've all approved that already. And then potentially the $30,000 that may be just a placeholder at this amount, because we cannot move forward until the policy is reviewed and accepted, the new policy for the internship program, which has got to go through 2 committees and then back up to exec. So that money will not be expended at all until we have time for human services and jobs to review the internships program.
So to understand what you're saying is we're not making a cut, we're looking for more revenue.
That's accurate. From the riverboat.
But we're asking everyone else to make cuts. So I stand by mine. I am not looking for you
but-
to get that from another revenue source. I'm looking to make those cuts from our budget.
No, I hear you, but the, all currently in the riverboat funds, which I know you are aware of, the board is aware of this, that approximately slightly under, I think it's 700,000-ish money is currently being provided to the state's attorney for their programs. Development has money from the riverboat funds. That is being used as a funding stream for programs, and there is additional money that the board agreed upon by $1 million that it's not going to be allocated out to the public for not-for-profit. So there is $1 million, and what the county board office is asking for is, and there is additional revenue that they have in savings, is $100,000 for the strategic plan, increase in revenue in that, and then potentially $30,000 for an internship program. Because there's going to be other folks that are going to be asking, I would potentially, a similar request. Yes, Mr. Linder.
On the revenue side, do we have the potential for increasing liquor license fees? And if so, when was that last visited?
Oh, what, the liquor license fee?
Yeah.
I would ask the liquor committee to consider that. I don't know when the last time those liquor license fees have gone up and how they're comparable to other fees, to other agencies.
I mean, we might be able to raise $30,000 out of that. We've like around, well, maybe not.
Kathleen, do you have any knowledge on the liquor license fees?
We're really getting into
Of-
the weeds.
No, we are getting, well, this is,
No, I don't know when the last time they were raised.
so I will bring that, we'll bring that up as well. All right, so we have the recommendations, the $130,000, I can pull that off, but it's going to have to be put back on, hopefully. I was playing whether or not I wanted to include it or not, but I didn't want to not include it because I wanted to share with you, with integrity, that these are going to be asked, to see if we can receive that money. So I put it as a budgeted line for consideration. We haven't expended any of it yet, obviously, because we're not in an approved budget. And looking at the reduction, if you would care for a reduction, if we can't do it, I do have time yet as we review this budget. $5,000 in conferences and meetings. I'll have to confer with the state's attorney because that is an opportunity that we may be allocating money and how that equally comes through because that has been approved by the board at that amount. So we'll have to pull up that resolution and amend that resolution to reduce that cost because that has been pre-approved by the board for that, for those two amounts. Figure out how we do that. And then I will look at liquor license fees. Yes.
Bates here. I would like to ask Mr. Caius a question, if I may. Is there, as the chairman of the Riverboat Committee, what do you think the chances are, the probability is that we will have an extra $100,000, $130,000? Is this feasible?
Was Mr. Van Kerkhoff around? I think he's got the money, but, or is it, I think we've got something like in reserves. I'll ask Miss Allen as well. She's pretty much up on this one. It's about $4 million in a reserve. So is it feasible? Yeah, I think the board can do anything they want to. And there is money in there. We've always reserved a certain amount. That's why we set a certain, like it was 1,066,000 this year to make sure that there was always this cushion out there. How much we want to tap into that, that again is up to the board, I think, the executive committee and the board.
Okay, thank you.
There is money there, but
That's what I thought. I would not have asked if I didn't think that there was resources available.
yeah.
All right, so how do you want to move this forward for September? To final approval pending me answering this to the executive committee.
Yes.
Yes?
But- And the alternative would be not to do that and we sit here and or discuss it further.
Or we can have another committee meeting and then you can rediscuss it again. So I have been asked, this is again, get the applications to the Riverboat Committee. One is ready, the other one I'm still working on, for the $130,000 to see if there's an additional revenue that can come in to support those two items. We need to know that very much so for the strategic plan because we've already contracted with that. They are currently working on the strategic plan. So we'd have to make sure that we let them know that they, whatever work to the end of this year, and then that's it. Reduction, I can bring up the resolution for next month if you want to reduce the conferences and allocations for that. I believe that that was $1,000 additional for the board chair and $5,000 or $6,000 extra for the county board, because it was pretty low for the county board. The increase to bring it up to 12,000. And again, that will be very important for all of you to be aware of. You're making plans for next year's meetings.
Or not.
Or not, or not. That also, remember, that's not just travel that can be for going to Metro West picnics or barbecues, any kind of legislative or lobbyist events that you have within your communities where they ask for $25 or $30, whatever, to attend that breakfast or the lunch. I know that there's some other outings that are available that you seek reimbursement for, which are completely acceptable. So it's not just for trips.
I'm not prepared to move this forward yet. I think we've got some homework to do.
So what would your recommendation be then?
Again, since I just received it, I can have this looked at within the next few days and.
If
get
you
a
have any
response on it.
questions on it, can we agree at this point, because you don't have to approve it until September, that if you, to see, God bless you, Mr. Roth, if you would like to see how we can reduce this by increase of revenue, if we have increase of revenue of 130,000, can we go back to the other page? The, page 2, please. You got it, Blair? Next page. He's working on it. There we go. If we increase revenue by 130,000 with the 2 riverboat funds, we're fine. So those are the 2 outliers. If we just do the riverboat funds, it's $12,000.
Madam Chair, with all due respect, that is without us doing any cuts. And we are asking everyone else to do cuts. So,
But we did cuts last year.
but we're
county
not,
board-
that doesn't count because we all said we were going back to 24.
24.
So it
No.
doesn't matter what our cuts were last year. It doesn't matter what we told people they could spend. It doesn't matter anything because we randomly decided to go to 24. This is the world we're at. Whereas I'm just asking you, as the person who's putting together our budget, to please put our budget together with cuts, because we are going to have everyone else putting their budgets together, and they're going to be like, well, we can get money here, we can get money there, and it defeats the whole purpose.
And I respect what you're saying. We were asked to make cuts last year, and there were very few departments who actually voluntarily made those cuts. And I know the county board office did indeed make cuts. So we're not coming from a pure 25 budget stand, which we were allocated. We reduced the budget. So now the board approved contracts without consideration, because you did it in best practices, approved contracts that you did not realize what we were looking at for 26. Now I'm left with those contracts that you've already approved. So why I appreciate that, what you're saying, no argument at all, truly, but I'm forced with existing contracts. So in order to make these cuts, no matter what you have passed after you made the contract approval, you are now asking me, without having any additional revenue stream coming in, to eliminate that amount of money. So we're going to have to take a look at the strategic plan contract to cut it and to eliminate that. And is that something why the executive committee is suggesting this? And I'm saying there's another avenue to do this, to fund it so that we can continue on with our strategic plan. But if your voice is echoed through this executive committee and that's what you want to do, then I will talk to Mr. Frank and we will figure out how we can pay them what they're owed for current work and then eliminate it. But that is something that I need to make sure that the full executive committee, as you can understand, I need your direction on that because this is something that we had.
Again, I'm not happy to give consensus either way right now. I understand we can cut a person, we can cancel a contract, or we can increase a revenue source. Okay, there's three options. I'm just not prepared right now to give that answer. I
All right.
just need to regurgitate it and call my colleagues and say, Deb, what do you think? Mike, what do you think? Yeah, you know what? I'm not calling you Mavis, no.
And I knew this was going to be difficult
Yeah.
and it's going to be difficult in every budget you look at, but these are board issued contracts. I did not issue the contracts. You. full
Nobody's
issue-
accusing you of that. No,
Yeah.
I mean, we're all big boys and girls. We know what we have to do.
I
Madam
have a
Chair
question.
Gums.
Yes, Ms. Gums.
So to Cliff's point, a suggestion that we have another meeting.
Yes, we can certainly have another meeting to discuss this. This is your first presentation and you're going to have to probably do this with every budget. But because this is the first one, I think you're trying to realize what the difficulty that you're looking at and what's going to have to happen.
And set the example.
Yes, yes, I
Live
agree.
within, yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Is there a different fund that the strategic plan could go under besides the county board? Could it go
Kathleen?
under admin or finance or,
Then you're increasing theirs by 100,000.
How about energy?
It's a money.
Okay.
So all we're doing is saying, okay, we don't want it in our budget. You take it. Well, I don't know. It's a hot potato.
And there-
Because then
And
they've
there's
got
going to be a lot going on among all the departments right now, doing the
So-
exact same thing.
and
And this truly, I mean, this truly fits within the jurisdiction of the allocations for riverboat money. It meets all the criteria, to my knowledge.
Okay, so in the sake of time,
I would agree. So
Yeah,
what do you want to do with this? Do you
Um,
want to just put it
I
on
would like a
hold?
few days to confer with my colleagues on what their thoughts are. And before we get back, before we give a definitive answer.
All right, Mr.
That-
F-
How do
Mr.
we do
Flynn,
that?
can we wait until next September, next month to approve this budget? I believe so.
So you guys don't actually approve the budgets. All you're doing is
Recommendations.
presenting. Any kind of a tacit approval will be like a consensus type of thing. What I would recommend though for everyone, and this is gonna, I guess, go countywide with I say this, my recommendations would be to have special meetings. You guys are behind, substantially behind. And there are massive cuts that you all are suggesting that are gonna be needed. There's gonna need to be time for the accounting people to make those adjustments within the budgets, if they so choose.
John, have we not been doing this via work groups rather than special meetings? Say,
Work-
there's a group of 3 people that allows us to get together and bring it forward?
The work group is a public meeting, so you have to, unless,
it's
so
not.
we can have, yes, it is a work group because you're going to be establishing recommended policy changes or financial changes. So it has to be a public meeting. 2 people can talk about it, but once again, if it's policy or recommendation, then it's something different.
Yeah, it's one thing if you have, people who are not a part of the same committee kind of generally talking. But once they start making policy advocation to the larger board, at that point, you've become like an advisory committee. Even though we call it a working group, it's still an advisory committee. And so at that point, everything needs to be done via OMA. And
well, none
so,
of them have been open so far of our working.
and
group.
that's why they're no longer in that position. So
They're
we are not,
stopping?
yeah,
They
there are no,
stopped those
the working
meetings?
group is not longer intact. Once they became an advisory body, we stopped it.
Interesting.
So that's.
I did
that's-
not know that, and I attend every finance committee meeting, but surprise, surprise. I have one more question, please.
Of course.
When will we know, Mr. Caius, if we can get that money? When do the grants come back? When
Well,
do
they've
the,
not, I've not gotten the application to them yet because we're just putting this together now.
when is the riverboat cycle?
It would be this
Riverboat-
fall. We just did the externals for last year. So this would be coming up this fall and it's been flexible on depending on what the schedule was. And when we knew the money was released to us from this last year. So I don't think there's anything hard and fast like we did it in November.
And we know by September if
I
we
wouldn't be
will get
surprised.
$100,000 for our strategic plan.
Have to talk with Mr.
Van Kerkhoff?
Kirkhoff and Chris Dahl
So
on
I'll,
what the schedule was.
I'd like
We
to
can send
know
it to you.
that too. I'd like
I
to
would
know
too,
that
now that
very
you ask
soon.
it. But
so
very
we can
soon,
make it a
please.
high priority, but then it would just be for
So-
these two or,
I hate to throw a wrench in this.
Oh, please do.
They make suggestions.
Pardon me?
They make suggestions. If this executive committee makes the choice and the county board makes the choice to move that money towards that, that's done. That's it. There's no needing to wait. If you all decide that that money is going to go to this, you all make that decision. You could
the
do that. You could
executive
literally
committee
bring it
can.
up next week. Now, that's against protocol, but legally speaking, you don't need to
Right.
wait 2 months or 3 months to figure this out.
Cool.
Only reason I'm saying this, because I'm almost 100% always for the proper process. Again, I will say you guys are behind. You got to get caught up. And if you don't, you're going to run into October and November having massive things to navigate. And then we're going to be having special meetings by the county board for 3 straight weeks in a row.
so what you're suggesting then, could we have another special meeting of this executive committee to discuss this. It is their recommendation potentially to recommend the transfer of $130,000 from Riverboat funds to go to the full board.
Yeah. So if that's what you want to do, then someone needs to make that resolution, put it
Madam
forward. and
Chair.
If the board decides to do that, then you have
Then
some
Michelle.
guidance here within executive for the oversight of the county board office budget.
Because Riverboat money is under the jurisdiction of the executive committee.
Yes, this is my understanding. And the other thing I'm kind of alluding to on this is just because you take it from Riverboat doesn't mean that's not money that could be used elsewhere. And so there is no moving money into your budget. That's simply just, there's a difference between funds and budgets. So you're fixing the budget issue, you're not fixing your funding issue. Now, it alleviates off of the general fund and puts it more on the special reserves. And I'll be honest with you, that's a lot of the things I'm seeing people are starting to do. They're trying to find money in the special reserves that could be used more appropriately and then substitute out for the general fund. So it makes sense, but understand there are limitations within that. So I'm just saying all this to you because what I don't want you doing is kind of circling back on this in a month or two and then wondering why we're so far behind, it ends up not mattering. So you guys need to move on this now. If you're going to suggest that the Riverboat funds need to be done this way, you need to be doing this now, not in 2-3 months from now, because at that point you're cycling back to where you are right now.
And the one thing about the strategic plan, looking at the Riverboat requirements, it is suggested that this annual expenses should not be funded continually through the Riverboat money, that there should be a special project, start and stop date. This clearly meets this qualification.
Madam Chair Gums.
Yes, Ms. Gums, of course.
I don't know how everybody feels about this, but I would recommend a special executive meeting for the 20th. So give us 2 weeks.
I will not be here.
Neither will I.
But let's, how about if, I will, after this meeting is completed, we will, if we're in agreement to have a special meeting, let's confer and take a look at our schedules and we can figure that out. I have my,
I think that, Madam Chair, I think that we're going to have a special meeting anyway, just to massage this stuff since we're behind anyway. But
27th?
can I go back to Juby's?
That's fine, yes. Oops.
Point is that we are asking everybody else to cut, but we're still what we're saying is we have to take, we're robbing our, whatever the Riverboat reserve was. And it doesn't speak well, I think, and I think that was your point, that we are asking everybody else to cut and we aren't willing to do it. So the easiest way is, and just to hypothetically put this, is to not just investigate, but to plan on dropping the strategic plan. I'm all in favor of the strategic plan, but that's the one option that we don't cut people. We still provide services. It doesn't help us in the future. I think it hurts our future, frankly. but we're in that position. And I'm a big fan of the strategic plan.
So the strategic plan is an economic strategic plan. There's been a lot of conversation about where we're going in the future and what services that our community needs. And that was the intent of it. If that is decided during these challenging times, that does happen. Of course, that is the will of the board. But I want to make sure that you're all realizing that that opportunity then is going to be gone, perhaps resurrected at a future time. And I would just, to me, since other, as was mentioned, and I believe that is true, that the special reserve funds, meaning one of these, is not robbing it. We're not stealing from it, but we are using money that has been allocated intentionally for the purposes of supporting board activities, the county's activities. So we're in very difficult times right now, and
Well, I
I
think those
own
are
it.
fairly obvious things you're saying, but your point is that we should be doing this for the future. I think we understand in this committee, we voted to have this thing happen because it hasn't happened in the past. We were looking for the future. What we have is a crisis now. We have we're trying to represent the rest of our departments and things, and we're asking them all to cut. We're saying we have to cut, but we're not going to. I'm just saying, where's it going to come from? And I think somebody else got some.
All right, and then we've got 4 minutes, and let's see if we can stop this, because we're starting to circle around and do a very in-depth conversation. Ms. Strathman, I'll let you go first, please.
Thank you. In all this discussion, which I think is good and valuable, I would like to remind everybody that the contract that we're talking about is a done deal. The internship is something moving forward. As we look at this problem that we're faced with, I would like to remind people to separate those out. The contract has already been signed, and it is something that we do have some decisions to make about, but it should be a separate decision about whether or not we're starting a new program that would require money. And I think that those are two different issues, and we're kind of lumping them together.
I agree. The opportunity for the internship cannot be brought forward until the internship policy is reviewed, as I mentioned before, and Mr. Sturgis mentioned, reviewed, analyzed, and recognized by the board, voted upon, because there are requirements on it that are no longer relevant.
I think it's a very valuable program to start, but I think we're lumping them, and I would like to remind people not to lump these two things
So
together.
I
as we
will
discuss.
happily, because we can always add it back in.
Right.
But the budget line, I'm just going to put that item line on there with a zero budget. So I will reduce that gladly, easily. The $100,000, though, I really want you to carefully consider for that strategic plan, because that's going to impact the entire county, all of our operations.
Right.
Not just the county board. Ms. Bates.
I would like us to consider the possibility of a in-house do-it-yourself strategic plan. I don't think it's a black and white issue, a yes or no. We can pay $130,000 to this consulting company and probably get a 5-star strategic plan. Maybe we can do it ourselves and get a 4-star strategic plan.
We can't do it ourselves. We don't have the staffing. We don't have the staffing for that. Not the way it should be done.
It
with
would
all
be
due
better
respect-
than nothing.
Well, I think we should wait. We should wait.
Maybe if it gives us the wrong answers, it isn't so good.
Yeah.
A lot of that's cookie
Think we're-
cutter. We can go read Lake counties and do half of it ourselves.
All right, so let's, instead of trying to make our own paint, why don't, it is under consideration. I will, I'd like to, with your recommendation, I'd like to move this forward to an application of the $100,000 to the Riverboat Committee, although I understand, but I'll talk to Mr. Frank. Why don't we have another meeting? As that'll give me an opportunity to mull over your requests and to make sure that we are reflecting the board's, the executive committee's concerns. And I think we have to be forewarned that there's going to be a lot of in-depth analysis of all these other committees. And again, this is just the start, and this is one of your smallest budgets that you're going to be taking a look at. So we'll send out an appointment for the executive committee.
Okay.
All right, if there's nothing else, legislative, Michelle, do you have anything else?
I just, for the lack of, or for the purpose of time, I will just let you know that on the front of the RTA merger situation, there's a letter that is being proofed up right now that basically says that we are going to stand firm on our governance position. Now, this is the pay CTA, that one, for those of you who don't know, that we're standing firm in our governance situation. And also there's a little bit of a land grab on this. So we want to maintain our local control. Again, our lobbyists are working to put this on paper and get it out to our electeds right now. Also, we have a few steps to go still, but we have gotten quite a bit of money for the congressional spending. The total, I don't want to give you, it's millions of dollars, but I don't want to give it to you until it gets through all the steps. So as far as that goes, that's where we're at.
All right, wonderful, thank you.
Could you ask her about the land grab? What does that mean?
Just the land grab, if I can interpret, Ms. Gomes has said that the money is going to be allocated, whatever revenue they come up with to pass the bill, and the collar counties will have very little voice at the table on how that money is going to be expended.
It's not,
I know.
yes, more of a control grab, not a land grab.
Or was the land grab?
Actually, I would
Yeah.
like to clarify a little bit. So there is in the language that is proposed that they are talking about just a little bit that suggests that the new committee or the new organization can take governance over certain properties within, I think it's a half mile of a transit.
Half-mile circle around.
Yes, a half-mile circle around any transit facility, and we oppose that. That should stay under local control.
At the transportation hubs.
So that's a real land grab.
No,
Yes.
it quite literally is
Yes.
a land
So
grab.
When,
Yes.
when you take a look at Aurora and Elgin, those are going to be huge epicenters for that potential land grab.
Literally.
Correct.
Literally.
And so for
Arlington
your
Heights, terrible.
Yeah, so for your, if people ask you about this, the legislative committee has had this discussion. I've had this discussion with many of you as well as the chair. It's kind of a tricky thing here because Kane County is holding firm as well as the collar counties to date anyways. And that is unusual behavior for Cook County and the city of Chicago and the governor to be faced with. It is a challenge. It's not been done before. So for our residents and for Kane County, I believe that we are justified in holding our position.
Okay. Yes. Absolutely.
Yes.
Yes. Strong yes. I look forward to getting a copy of that letter. No, so.
Yes,
I appreciate-
just a couple of tweaks that was sent to me from the team. So
All
I will send it out.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
Other committees?
Other committees.
Yeah, Madam Chair, whether this is other committees or old business, I apologize. I just wanted to reach out to this specific group that and I did telephone some of you. I did have some conversations, including Madam Chair, with the group from CASA and their executive director. And after we approved the riverboat funds, they had reached back saying, ouch. We've always been funded in the past. We turned in a fund now, a request now, and you guys denied it flat. Deb, whack me upside the head if I go astray here, but I had used the term and spoke of what Debbie's language was in terms of some soft landing, saying, hey, you know what, we don't want to ever cut somebody off dry and blah, 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 blah. Deb did call me back and say, hey, Cliff, the soft landing was meant that if the riverboat funds ever dried up, not that we're making a pivot to stop funding operational costs. And Debbie, I appreciated that clarity. But I would reach back and say whether it's CASA, who I genuinely believe in, or some of our other groups, if we do have millions of dollars in that riverboat fund and we are making a pivot, that maybe that pivot being cold turkey is not the best way we can do that. And if there's any way to reconsider some of those funding sources and say some of those funding requests and say, we'll take care of you this time, but please know that going into the next budget, we are not doing that. Rather than the cold turkey way we did it, I would ask for that reconsideration.
They told that every year.
I'm sorry.
I don't have an
Yes.
answer to that, Michael.
They've been taking, I think they've been taking money every year.
Oh, they've been,
Told every
yeah.
year that this is not to be operational, it's not to be continuing.
That-
It's a-
yeah, but for the first time, Mike, we're really saying we mean it this time.
It's
Well,
it's
but
true.
Now you want to say,
Right.
but we did mean it this time. We'll
I
mean it
think-
next time.
of
Oh, we
course-
really mean it this time, Mike. We,
do this operationally kind of blind so that it could slide either way. And this way it's slid against it. And I can only speak to what I was thinking when I first did this, was that if you look at the operations, we would be supplying the $60,000 their original grant request was about 2% of their budget.
it is a small amount, Chris. You did express that to me.
So, yeah, so I just want everybody else to be aware of that, while cutting $2,000 might have been 100% of somebody else's budget, it was a small amount of that particular budget. And certainly I support it. I know through our other organizations I'm with, we support it all the way. But again, it was an operational thing. We've been, Mr. Berger used to remind us every year, we should be careful about
Oh,
that.
I don't
Because that's
disagree.
what we're facing now is that.
But we
say, "Okay,
really mean it this time.
well, right. Well, it came to that, and it actually, nobody else, I think, got any either, but it was the 2%, and it was, I lost my train of thought there, but it was a very small amount.
I
Yeah, for
just
them.
know that
So-
if this is the appropriate committee, I will be asking for some.
Well, this would be
reconsideration on
this
that.
would be the appropriate committee, I think, and that was the process. I think that if that's the case, if this committee decides that they
Are
as a-
going to be
as
taking
a
that authority.
committee
We can do that
wanna
at the
do
next
that,
meeting.
Again,
All right.
very similar to the $100,000 for the other item there. That's something that you can either take it back to, and then as state's attorney on this, to the committee, but with some direction. If we have to, if it's appropriate for the committee to deal with it again, because again, we were doing this as a protocol kind of thing. It operated on its own practically. So-
Really bad timing on my part to bring it up now, but.
No, I think
it-
this is the
I-
appropriate place. This is the committee that is responsible for the subcommittee to report to. If we do decide to do it, we're apparently going to have another meeting or two here to take it back to the committee. We can certainly give you a recommendation back, but we want something that
Yes.
says this is the thing to do. And we might just decide it right here if we get a consensus to do it and provide that. But that again, is going against our state's attorney's protocol
All right, let's.
request there. Yeah.
Let's schedule our meeting today, when we can all go back up and take a look at calendars and figure out what the time and for soon to consider several items. One is not the lobbyist money, the strategic plan funds, if we'd like to recommend that, as well as now CASA. And then if perhaps there may be time, perhaps, for the Riverboat Committee to adjourn and to take a look at these recommendations to see how Riverboat Committee, so we can follow process. If there is not time, then we can just do it through exec.
I'm questioning whether we can actually go back through, get our committee together, and it's almost better to handle here, but if that's the decision of this, to send it back, by all means.
Well, we can talk about that separately because you're chair of that committee.
'Cause
You can
apparently
reconvene.
we're
it
well
if you so.
behind on everything else.
All right, is there any other?
Yes.
Business, old business? Yes. Or
Well,
committee business,
this
I'm
would
sorry.
be other committees, and that is the Administration Committee. Point out that we're moving our meeting next week just because there was a it was very likely that we would not have a quorum on Wednesday, so we're moving it to Friday.
At what time? 1 o'clock?
It was 1, I believe. It'll be on, it's already out. You should have got an email on it. So if you're planning on sitting to listen to that or sitting in on that committee, it will not be on that date. If you're on that committee, pay attention so you show up on the right day. And as far as admin is considered, they're working on the budget. We'll have that's part of the reason to have this. It's important to have is we're going to get a report of the budget to that particular meeting. So that will be the next one in line getting, having to do all of that stuff that we're doing here today. And then the judicial parking lot is pretty near finished. A couple more weeks and we'll be done.
Okay. All right. Anything else? Thank you, sir. Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Have a great day.
Aye.
Oh, I thought I did before. This is from.